Oh, what's up, guys? I think we're already motherfucking live. All right, so we're gonna wait for some people to jump in, but I guess for the people that you just had to do that. All right, she ruined the surprise. All right, so for the people that are watching on the playback, quick announcements. What's going on? All right, so tomorrow, Wednesday, we got a lady coming to talk about polygamy. It's going to be interesting, guys. I don't know how I managed to find a woman that had experience with polygamy. I wasn't even looking. Like, I knew I wanted one, but I wasn't looking hard. So anyhow, so that's tomorrow. That's going to happen. What comes after Wednesday? Thursday. I can't remember who the guest is. I'm terrible like that, but I'll look at the schedule. Somebody on Thursday. But I do know that I have a redhead somewhere in her 20s on Saturday, so that'll be interesting. So yeah, so that's coming up. We got about 3 more days before we get started on this diet. So 100-day Get Shredded Challenge. We're going to get cracking with that. So hopefully you guys all ordered your Fitbits, your calorie trackers, or your Apple Watch, whatever the hell you're going to use to track your calories. So we got 3 more days, guys, on that. And after that, the price goes up again. So I'll see you in my Cash App complaining that you didn't sign up earlier. And what else? John Red Pill Dad wanted me to tell you guys that he's getting ready to come back on soon with some more conspiracy information. You know, that guy loves the conspiracy theories. So he can't wait to get back on. He's been doing a bunch of research, reading a bunch of stuff, driving himself crazy. What else? I got one of my high school buddies coming on, married with kids, so that's going to be interesting. And what else? What else?
Redhead flavor of the week.
Oh, wait a minute. You're a redhead too. Oh, I guess we had a redhead tonight, guys.
Mic
Sorry.
check.
Sorry. I thought that you guys were going to have to wait until Saturday, but I guess she's a redhead. I didn't know because she changed her hair color on me.
It's violet.
Sneaky.
The perp.
Looking like a superhero. Okay, so today what we're going to talk about is friends with benefits, which is like, I guess, kind of outdated right now. And see, we're friends, but there's no benefits.
Actually, there is benefits.
We'll get into that.
I'm on the podcast. That's a benefit. So thank you so much for having
plenty
me.
girls come on the podcast and are not my friends.
So am I the only?
Daili, come on.
Oh, well, true.
I don't have many female friends.
Typical female.
That come on the show.
Okay.
But I'm gonna get into that. I just was trying to be professional at first. So I'm gonna start bringing on more of my guy friends.
Okay.
Because at first I was very, secretive in that sense. I was like, I don't want to put my family and my close friends on my podcast. I don't know what's gonna happen yet. I don't trust you niggas. But gradually I'll become more comfortable bringing on people from my personal life. When guys are like, oh, how come you don't bring your girlfriend on? It's like, bitch, my girlfriend been on plenty of times. You guys just didn't know.
So,
They make it a point to say this is my girlfriend.
so should we talk about how we met?
No, we're gonna get into that because I'm like always 100%
Does the
transparent.
the audience know about your past?
Yeah, I don't lie. I keep it funky. I don't give a fuck.
We are established in 2011.
Hold on, we're gonna get there. Why are you jumping guns? So we're gonna talk about friends with benefits because she's also old school, so she remembers that. Versus the hookup culture that you young knuckleheads have today, which, in my opinion, doesn't even have any benefits. There's no benefits to hookup culture, to be honest with you. So we're going to get into those topics, and I'll give you guys. Let me see, what time is it? Because I started 8 minutes late. So we'll give you like 4 more minutes. We'll give you guys a few more minutes to come in, and then we'll just get cracking. Because
South Carolina.
I'm struggling with how to promote my live stream so people know ahead of time. I got to figure that out. So I'll be asking some questions. I'll be asking some content creators how to get it done, because I don't mind reaching out to Lifelines, and they'll explain it to me. I just haven't asked them yet, but I have tons of guys who are on YouTube that you guys don't know that I know, because I'm not working with them until I establish my own shit, because ain't nobody gonna put me on. I put me on, okay? Nobody's gonna put me on. Nobody discovered me.
He's on fire.
Yeah. That's one thing y'all can say is nobody discovered Allende. Nobody could say I put him on. Nobody put me on. I put motherfuckers on.
He would bring a lioness onto this podcast with
Mm-hmm.
this authentic alpha, for sure.
She's bite-sized, but she has a hell of a bite. So big,
some ASMR.
Some big things come in little packages.
Tiny but mighty.
So real quick, let me see who's in the chat already. Certified Tyrone with the flame, yo.
Hey.
Tony Ya. Yo, is that some Yahweh stuff there? Because you know I'm all about Yah. So, you know, it's Shalom. Yeah, he's just saying what's up. So yeah, man, he's one of the chosen people. We're chosen people.
Oh, we got friends with benefits. Like, someone's voted. We have a voting going on.
Willis Brown from South Carolina. I'm sorry to hear that, brother. You got to move to an interesting city. South Carolina sucks. And I have a lot of friends there, but I won't visit them. I'm like, bitch, come to Miami. Your shit's boring. And
I think
friends with benefits is better than hookups. Exactly. Like, I mean, what the fuck? To me, hookup culture is like having long conversations with and hanging out with strangers. Like, what's the point, right? Because
so one night stands would fall into that category, possibly.
Who?
Like the hookup culture.
That's what I'm saying. It's like wasting time with strangers.
Who, you? Me?
Yeah, like what's the point? Like you know. So and then Ice is in here. So yeah. So we're gonna get started. I'm gonna introduce this beautiful lady, and then we'll get into some interesting conversation. I think it's gonna be very thought provoking.
I love that. Mm-hmm. So let's start off with how we met.
Why do you want to start off there?
Because it was very interesting.
Are you trying to expose me?
Just a little.
Are you going to let me tell it, or should I let you tell it?
It's up to you. If not, we could just do it on my podcast, which is not it. No, I don't.
Podcast?
No.
Oh, I'm like, how'd you fail to mention that? No, because chances are we don't remember it the same.
That's why I'm intrigued to hear your side of the story.
So you want to... I remember the fucking outfit you were wearing.
You remember?
It's 10 years, but I got a good memory.
Do you remember my hair? Because it was
different.
And shaved. I was like...
Well, not completely.
It was very short.
Sexy.
Thank you.
All right, so hold on. So you want to tell your version of it because it's you know her story and his story. Right?
So there is a very famous club out here that I actually went to recently.
Hold on, let me put your camera angle on so they can focus on your beautiful eyes. Go ahead.
Thank you. There's a famous club out here in Miami that's been around, and it's still popping in there. And I actually went back after years and had the time of my life. I can honestly say it is a gem from Miami, and there's no other place like this spot.
Don't get them too excited because when they find out what kind of place it is, they're gonna be like, I ain't going there.
So we're not gonna go there. We're not gonna go there.
No, you could go there.
We're gonna keep it We're gonna keep it secretive.
No. We're not gonna keep it secretive. Hell no. I'm fully transparent. I'm just saying, don't get them excited, and then they're gonna be like, oh, I'm going to Miami in a couple months anyway. What's the name of this club?
Listen, you gotta go. Everyone there is extremely polite.
They're not gonna go.
It's extremely polite.
I recommend it.
The music is incredible. The drinks
is.
are great. The energy is like no other club in Miami. You want to party. You want to have a great time. You want to be exposed to the gay community, which is by far the most interesting people.
She done did it.
But this guy was on a mission that night.
Well, you know what? Hold on, real quick, because I think this is very important. This is very valuable information for the guys that are that got some player in them. Hold on. First of all, let me take off these headphones because sound was good. I didn't even ask you guys. I knew the sound was good. I checked it out myself, guys. So check it out. All right. This channel, right, is called Authentic Alphas because I'm not into the pseudo labels and putting people in the boxes and all that other shit. But of course it gets misinterpreted all the time. But that was the intention. Get triggered, bitch, and then come and read my definition. So
You're a real man.
It's authentic because you need to be true to yourself. There are so many things you can be alpha at. You could run an office and be, alpha as fuck in that office. You can be on the construction site. You could be running the fuck out of your team. You could be alpha as fuck, right? You could be in the military. You could be a sergeant. Be alpha as fuck. You could be in the grocery store, in the deli. I know a dude who gets employee of the month every month at Publix. He's the manager of the deli, and he's alpha as fuck.
For sure.
He runs the fuck out of the sandwich section, all right? So it's about being authentic to yourself. It's about having integrity, having your morals, you know, doing what is right based on your perception, you know, of morale, right? So that's what it's about. So now, if you're a dude that is secure within yourself, right? If you're comfortable within yourself, you know what you are, you know who you are. You're secure within your sexuality, okay? And if you have an affinity for pussy, I highly recommend that you experiment with gay clubs.
You know what?
Not with gay men.
You know what?
Not with gay sex.
This will probably come.
Just with gay clubs.
This will probably come as a surprise to a lot of people, but I have actually ran into not just yourself, but several other that either bartend or work security,
They
bouncer,
figured it out.
and they're straight.
It's funny because those were the two jobs I was going to recommend. I was going to say, if you're a good-looking dude and you want to monetize your looks, like how the average good-looking woman is able to, do security. It's funny you said those two, because those are the exact two that I was thinking in my head before. Like on the way over here, I was like, I am going to recommend that guys work in that environment if they're not like, you know, homophobic or something. But yeah, if you're like a good-looking dude and you want to wait tables, or you want to be a bartender, or you want to do security, and you want to actually like make good money because you do a good job and you know you're a good-looking guy, that's where you would catch a break. Because if you go bartend in a straight environment, you're not gonna get taken care of, bro. You could make the best drinks in the world. There's gonna be some chick with a great rack working next to you, and she's gonna make way more in tips, and you're gonna be like, yo, this bitch barely knows how to make a motherfucking vodka on the rocks, and you know what I mean? And she's, you know, out performing me in the tips every night. That's just how it is, guys.
You would say one of the most slender alcohols out there for all your nutritional audience.
But it is a come up, and I'm gonna tell you the irony. And some of you guys are not going to get it because you ain't thinking deductive reasoning wise, but the other guys are going to get exactly what I'm saying and be like, yo, that makes perfect sense. The irony is that the guys I know who have tried this strategy, because I've had homeboys that they've like either done it on their own or like we decided to do it together. Like guys that, you know, work or bartend in regular clubs, but afterwards we would go to say Twist. Like we would work in Fort Lauderdale, and we would drive all the way from Fort Lauderdale after work, because, you know, Twist is like an after-hour spot. So we get off 2, 3 in the morning. We drive damn near an hour, 40 minutes to Twist, because we already knew the game. Like, once you get in Twist, you're like the only straight guy. So
No, not even quite. Like, I have taken so many of my straight friends there, actually, both men and women. And I have to say, like, Twist is just not your typical gay club. It is really a touristy
well, I mean,
spot.
that's a whole nother level, though. Twist is like ultra. It's like being able to go to ultra every weekend.
Seriously, and there's like levels to this, quite literally. Like there, it's a maze. You get lost. I think there's about 3 floors, or it seems like that, because you're just going from one room to the next.
There's 2 floors, but there's 6 rooms. There's about 4 or 5 DJs. There's about 5 or 6 bars.
Yeah, it's massive.
3 different bathrooms, and you already know what happens in the bathrooms.
Oh my God, they have the nicest people there. They literally have the paper towel ready for you, the perfume, all of it. They're just like at your service.
Just to put things into perspective.
10 out of 10 experience, guys.
Twist never charges a cover. It doesn't matter if it's New Year's Eve. Twist never charges a cover, right?
Blown
but
away.
But to put into perspective how much money is made there, all of the bartenders own property. Just let that sink in for a second. And they own property in Miami. It's not like they own property in Albuquerque or in the desert in Vegas. They own property in fucking Miami. Just to give you an idea of the type of money that they make, they're pulling a good 200 grand, 250 grand a year, easy. But anyhow, the point I was trying to make for you horn dogs out there is that you will be far more likely to hook up with girls in gay clubs for a number of reasons.
That's how we met, guys.
Yeah, but she didn't give me any butt, though, because I know what you guys are thinking. I wish. But the first conclusion you're going to jump to is, oh, I get it, because all the other guys are gay. Yeah, it makes perfect sense. If you're straight and there's straight girls there, and all the other guys are gay. I see what you're saying. It's not just that. It's that the music is superior.
Absolutely.
The drinks a lot of times are also
and this
superior.
this is coming from two dancers professionally, guys.
Right. So what happens is the girls are already having like an amazing time, and the way that women, like girls go out to actually have fun. You got to keep that in mind. Guys go out for pussy. Girls go out to actually have fun. That's the difference. So even if you're like with a girl and she already has decided she wants to hook up with you, she still wants to dance. She still wants to drink. She still wants to listen to music. She still wants to have a great time. Like she didn't do her makeup for 2 hours just to.
I was gonna say and put this like incredible outfit. Actually, one time, the last time I went out there, I was dressed like Clueless. I had the plaited skirt with a turtleneck that was mesh, and then the exact same like what's that called, knee-high socks, and everybody was like, "Where are you going, and where did you come from?"
All right, so
where did you come from? Where did you go?
So I'm gonna tell you now because I remember that night pretty vividly. So okay, so you didn't tell your side, so I'm gonna tell mine. So
here's this gorgeous chocolate.
Okay, you're gonna go. You're gonna cut me.
Man.
Go ahead. You go. Ladies first. You go first.
This gorgeous chocolate man with the most beautifully groomed dreads, which says a lot about a man on their upkeep. And this is coming from a hairstylist, which is what I've taken on currently right now. That's what I do for a living. But yeah, we definitely locked eyes, that's for sure.
She was like so fun size. So yeah, so
By the way, I'm sitting on like 3 pillows right now.
Yeah. Yeah, so I remember she had on like it was like a one-piece kind of thing going on, but it was very short, but the boots went up to the thigh.
They were cowboy boots, baby.
Yeah, but they were anyway. So I could tell she was tiny, even though she was on some heels or whatever. You had some help, but I could tell you were fun size. And the hair was short. It was very courageous.
Platinum.
Yeah, it was courageous, right, to say the least. And there were other women in there. There were plenty of women in there. That's one thing I will say about Twist. There's plenty of sexy girls in there, but there was something about this little tiny Cuban chick. And I said, all right, I gotta see what's up.
Hey, you remembered, but then again, Cubans is a thing out here in Miami. Like,
Yeah,
if you're not sure where
he was
someone's
new to me,
from,
though.
chances are they're Cuban.
It was still new to me back then. This is when I first was starting to get familiar with.
Check it out. Is she about the island BVC?
I don't think so. You like island guys?
I can appreciate an island man, but you're not.
Oh, she was dating like Latin dudes. She was dating Cuban guys and stuff like that. I remember we had that conversation.
My history, yes. I can appreciate foreign.
Yeah, but you weren't dating black guys though.
Yeah, I wasn't dating, period. I was having way too much fun. I was so young.
And that was the issue. That was the issue.
Here's the thing. I am a free spirit at heart, extremely. And I also grew up as the only child. So I do appreciate a lot of my alone time.
Yes.
And
I remember that.
And I'm very independent, you would say, right? I'm always like a lonesome
Very.
wolf. That's why he brought me onto this podcast, because I definitely have some of that alpha energy.
No, she's uninterrupted. We'll put it like that. And you are a big tease. Or you were, back then, you were a big tease. You are a big tease.
Poor guy.
Yes, she was a big flirt, guys. All right, I'm just being honest. She was a big flirt. And I was trying to nail something down. And I remember I got your number that night, but you were giving me the runaround on meeting up. And it was like maybe this day, maybe that day, and then no. And it was at least 2 weeks before I saw you.
You know what's one thing that I would never forget about you? And let's see if you recall. I once had a car situation and you came through. You had given me a contact of someone and they were able to take care of me, all thanks to you. So,
I told you guys you got to know motherfuckers.
Yeah.
If
So
you can't fix the problem, you better know somebody that can fix the problem.
I will never forget that. See, that's the thing. It's those little gestures that people do when you're in need that no matter how many years go by, I definitely don't remember what I was wearing that day, but I will never forget that you helped me out with my car.
I remember. Sorry, guys. I'm into fashion like that.
I was just gonna say, I'm loving your shirt right now with this background.
You like it?
It's this whole like graphic.
Yeah, I had to make sure
Effect.
to get the purple one. But you, look at your camera angle. I give her the better lens, guys. I'm working on getting a second one of these lenses because it's so creamy. It's so creamy. But can I be honest about that?
Sure.
Now, so here's the thing.
All honesty.
That wasn't. It wasn't. Obviously, I would love to help you. I like to help people in general. I'm altruistic like that.
Be careful what you say.
Right, but
We're sitting very close.
that was more about me than it was about you.
In what sense? Can you elaborate for all of us?
Not what guys are thinking. It wasn't like, oh, this is the way to the pussy. Oh, yeah, this is it. She's going to owe me. I got to get a coochie coupon for this. No, it wasn't it wasn't that. It was my own, it's my own, I don't know, is insecurity the word? I don't think insecurity is the word, but something like that.
Why would you?
Because growing up, my grandfather always had this weird way of making me and my male cousins feel inadequate if we couldn't provide for a female. And not in the beta blue pill way that, this community is taught to look at it, but he believed very strongly that men and women had roles to play in society, in relationships, in the workplace, and in the family. And the moment that a woman needs you,
Morals.
and you can't, accommodate the situation, you rendered yourself useless. And it's like supposed to be a very shameful and disappointing position to be in, right? It's what is the word?
Definitely a masculine stereotype, like you are the provider. But then again, it really comes down to the yin yang and balancing the energies. It's good to have masculine and feminine energy in all aspects, in every relationship. And it doesn't necessarily mean like female, male, but it's good to, again, balance those out. Like you could be the provider and the woman can be the nourisher. And in return, it's a win-win situation.
I mean, it goes both ways. Don't get me wrong, it goes both ways. If I ever hurt myself, it was never like my grandfather look at me like, what do you want me to do? Go over there. Go to your mother. For real. If somebody hurt themselves, he's like, what do you think I'm going to get a Band-Aid? If you're hungry, say, don't come to me if you're hungry. They'll find a woman in the house, and I'm sure they'll make you something. And the same thing, if I was sick. If any of the kids were ever sick, it's like the guys in my family would ignore you. Not in that kind of negative way, but just simply like, this isn't my department.
Unfortunately, especially those generations. I believe that stereotype is slowly deteriorating. Like,
but I don't think it's a stereotype. I think it's a
culture.
I think it's a call to action. I think it's a division of labor, and it's what we depend on to make us stronger. Because think about it, there's a lot of strength there. I remember there was something like wrong with the electrical one time in the house, and at the time my grandfather was old as shit. He was like 90 years old, and I remember I guess he was trying to figure out how he was going to solve that problem, and I didn't even think about it right away. But the dude that was training me at the time, he was in the academy to become police, and he's one of the first people that was like training me with like bodybuilding tactics. Like I wasn't trying to become a bodybuilder at the time, but he was big as fuck. This guy was like 6'3", just massive, muscular dude. And I was like, teach me, you know what I'm saying? So it like had dawned on me, yo, this guy mentioned something to me about he had been an electrician, like before he decided to become a cop. So I was like, let me just call fucking Justin. And I hit him up. I'm like, yo, Justin, did you tell me some shit about, your electrician? He was like, yeah, bro. He's like, yeah, I used to. And I was like, could you come over here and look at some shit for me? And, I didn't say anything to my grandfather because that's not how I was taught to operate. Like if a woman tells you that she has a problem, or if you notice there's a problem, you don't bring it to her attention that you're going to call somebody or you're going to do something. The next time she comes across it, it'll just be done. So I didn't say anything to my grandfather. I just told Justin to come, and he did what he did. Oh, it was a fan. It was a ceiling fan. Now I remember. It was a ceiling fan. He got up there. He did some shit with some wires, and he said, we need this from Home Depot. We rode to Home Depot. We got what parts we need to get. We came back, and my grandfather caught us at the tail end of like putting the ceiling fan back on. And he came in, he looked, he gave me a head nod, and I said, Dad, this is my friend Justin. He looked at Justin, he said, hello, Justin. And then he looked back at me, and he said, good. And he just walked away and closed the door. He didn't ask any questions. He didn't look for an explanation. He understood what was going on. But that's how I was taught to look at these situations. So when you made that call to me, in my mind, if I don't come up with a solution for this shit, it's like I'm losing man points. That's how me and my cousin used to look at it. We used to keep score.
Shout out to your grandfather.
Yeah, man points. And you don't want to lose man points. It's like coins in fucking Mario or the little rings in Sonic the Hedgehog. You know how Sonic the Hedgehog get poked and then he loses all the rings? And you gotta try to recover your rings. You know, it's the same concept. So I don't think that it's a stereotypical thing or a negative thing. I think it's a simply strengthening the fabric, because the pressure isn't that you have to know everything or you have to be able to do everything. The requirement or the assignment is to know other men who know what you don't know. That way, you have less weaknesses. It's even like when some punk motherfuckers, I'll say no names, but when some punk bitch motherfuckers want to talk shit, then I approach them, I run up on them, and they want to pull out the strap, and then they want to lie on the police report, and they want to, do all the perjury and the forgery and all this other bullshit. Me having a motherfucking Miami detective as a friend changes the game now.
Somebody that knows somebody that
protects
knows
me now.
Somebody. That's
Right.
Trick Daddy, by the
So
way.
because I make that preemptive phone call and say, hey, listen, I'm having a little situation. It might be something. It might be nothing. But can you look into it for me? And then he comes back and he tells me, yo, these motherfuckers tried to hit you with all kind of felonies. Don't worry about it. I took care of it. They're lying pieces of shit. And the sergeant knows. I said, whew. I took a deep breath. I said, whew. I said, thank you, brother. But see, the thing is, if I didn't know, and here's the crazy thing. When we met, he wasn't a detective. When I met, he was just Miami PD. But now he's a ranking detective. Now he has some pull.
So it's my cousin. He started off as a Hialeah PD, and now he's a detective. So
that's why I tell you guys, networking is very important, because it's going to help you solve problems in the future, and it might even keep your ass out of jail. The amount of times I've had my teeth fixed for little to nothing because I know a doctor who's best friends with a dentist, or maybe I'm sleeping with a dentist. The point is put people of value in your life, whether they be men or women. And I know you guys think I'm going off topic here, but it brings us right back onto the subject today, which is friends with benefits versus hookup culture. Yeah. And I think that guys that can come and fix a friend of yours' car when you need it, that's a friend with benefits. Yes, he's a guy friend. We don't have a sexual relationship, but he's a friend and he's a benefit. So in my mind, females.
Was it certified? Would you say Tyrone? Is that his name?
Certified Tyrone. Yeah, but you can't.
I believe he's the one that voted for friends with benefit, if I do recall.
Free spirit.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Hold on, let me.
It was certified Tyrone. He was even before we got into.
How do you feel about that name though, certified Tyrone?
You better call Tyrone. Call him.
Yo, I'm like, what came first? That term Tyrone or her making a song about it? Shout out to Trey with the $5 super chat, brother. He didn't put anything in here, but we appreciate you just the same, Trey. Tell these other niggas stop being cheap, because I want to open up the floor for Daili to answer a gang of questions from not only a female perspective, but an honest, unfiltered, perspective. But yeah, man, you guys got to jump on it. So, Trey, if you have a question,
I'm excited.
We'd love to hear it.
Yes,
but
I'm excited.
I want you to kind of give me, because wait, you don't want to give your age? What were you doing? You were being secretive about your age? What's going on here?
Secretive about what?
Your age.
No, not at all.
Okay.
I am actually very proud of this number because it doesn't matter if you flip it, reverse it, it's still the same, and I am 33.
Wait, do you believe in numerology?
I sure do.
Okay, because I know you're into a whole bunch of deep stuff.
I'm into a lot of it.
Yeah, I was afraid of you at one point in time.
I'm intimidating?
Well, I just was like, man, the one day that because every time, guys, every time I would go over to visit her, she just wanted to hang out. I'd be leaving with blue balls like a motherfucker. And I was thinking to myself, the one time, she's probably gonna have me like drink goat's milk. I might have to like
Okay,
lay
I got
in
a
the
story
middle
for
of
you.
a pentagram.
That's so crazy.
I'm like, what is she gonna make me do?
That is so crazy you mentioned goat's milk. When I was a baby, I was allergic to all milk, and the only one that I was able to survive off was goat milk.
That's
so,
what I had to give my Frenchies.
Got goat milk?
Yeah, if you guys
gave your Frenchies goat
if you
milk?
guys know anything about puppies, especially Frenchies, don't give them cow milk or any other type of milk. Give them goat milk. But go ahead. So you had to drink goat milk.
You're right on track.
Were you gonna make me do some type of ritualistic ceremony?
No, but I definitely have friends like that. No.
Because you had this whole little spiritual vibe going, a little hint of voodoo in there or something. So I was a little scared.
Well, that means
I was intrigued. But
I like it. I like
scared.
it. That means my aura speaks for itself, and that means I'm also protected, which I have. I honestly can say in the 33 years of my life, I feel very protected.
Okay, because you have to be careful sometimes.
Always.
With the quiet ones, the loners, you have to be careful.
Oh God, no.
So I was a little worried about you sometimes. Not worried about you, but I was just like, I don't know.
I would honestly say that you did meet me very young, a whole 10 years ago. So
23. She was 23.
Van Lee says I look 25. Well, thank you. No Botox yet.
Yeah.
Yet.
Good times, though. Those were
Yeah.
good times. I was very free in those times.
So, there's something so special about that. So
'Cause
special.
I was always alone, too. I was always rolling alone, just me and my Challenger. Just me in the open road. Freedom.
Yeah.
Money in my pocket. No bastard children.
Wait, what?
No,
You have kids?
No. I don't. But I'm just saying, back then, I just was like,
And look at us, still roaming free, no
spontaneous.
kids.
Yeah, I mean, I like my freedom, but I am ready to start a tribe of little,
Oh, tell me about it.
little children running around with Nigerian names, confusing people.
We would make some beautiful
Little
kids.
spirit chuckers.
We would make some beautiful kids, actually.
Yes, but
With all the good genes.
Hold on.
let's talk about genetics.
Hold on. I have to let you know. You know that I practice polygamy, right?
Nice. I'm actually gonna tune into that podcast because
Yeah.
I always find it intriguing the approach people have and how they go about it.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of trying to.
So you've been doing this for how long?
Doing what?
Openly?
What?
Polygamy? How do you say it?
Put-
I can't even say it. Politically incorrect.
Oh, well, that's what I'm saying. Right now, I'm taking a break. I did it for a couple of years, and it was great. But I realized I have to really put myself in a position to facilitate it the way that I want it,
Experience, that comes with it.
Yes.
Experience is golden.
It's everything times the amount of women. So like whatever having a woman is,
picture-
times that by how many women you have.
Picture us your fantasy.
My fantasy?
Yeah, what would be your fantasy?
My fantasy
Perfect picture fantasy.
is a big house, somewhere like Costa Rica where I can have plenty of produce in the yard, plenty of like pets, but outside, of course. So I would like a goat, some chickens would be nice, birds that we don't eat, so just some beautiful birds that are kind of free to. I like the idea of the animals
I
kind
had
of.
a crow approach me today.
A who?
A crow, like,
A crow?
yeah, like the black, intimidating bird.
Do you think it was a sign?
Maybe.
Well, I don't know if that's good luck or bad luck, though.
That was the first time ever.
Because it's not a black cat. It's a crow.
No, I actually have a Bengal cat at home. For those who don't know, it's actually a wild cat that's been domesticated, and it comes from the Asian leopard Bengal. Look it up, guys. Absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, you should have brought some pictures of that.
Okay, we'll do it.
Yeah, you can. I think you can.
Everyone's reaction is like blown
Yeah,
away.
I can put it in here. I can add it in here somehow. I'll figure that out in a second.
Can we show it to the screen? Or okay.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, so what I was saying is, yeah. So I want a nice house but somewhere like Costa Rica, where you can somewhat live off the land, and I want 3 wives, roughly all within.
Why 3? Is that your lucky number? Seems to be, since I'm 33.
I just feel that it's gonna be a better flow of energy for the females. Oh wow, that's amazing.
I love people's reactions.
Wow.
Let me show
That's a beautiful. Well, hold on. You can for me to put it in this. I need the.
Put it where?
Might be kind of complicated. What we can do is you can airdrop it, and then I can pull it up from the iPhone.
Her name is Jewel, because she's my precious Jewel, and she has 2 J's on her back.
What do you mean 2 J's? You tattooed your cat?
No, it's her
the
natural
pattern.
print. Her
The
pattern.
pattern.
It literally goes like
Wait,
that.
where'd you get this cat? How much you pay for it?
Well. I've always wanted that cat, and it was my previous relationship was able to.
Oh shit! He was smuggling illegal animals.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about.
Because I dated a chick who her dad smuggled in illegal monkeys. He was making thousands. The monkeys were $5,000 a pop. The motherfucker was selling $5,000 monkeys. Good Lord.
Let's talk about that. How I was like in a 7-year relationship, and then 2020, right when the pandemic hit, like in the process of me finally moving out and starting this new chapter in my life, the pandemic happens.
That's the wrong time to break up. That's when you need a nigga. That's when you need a man.
Actually, I would disagree. I thought it was probably the best time because I was able.
Oh, you've been in lockdown with him the whole time?
No.
I hate you. Like I stayed.
Actually, he came through. He came through a couple of times because I wasn't even able to get internet in my new place because nobody was coming out for anything.
Yeah.
The world was
So wait, this
on
guy
hold.
hooks up internet and smuggles animals? It's an entrepreneur.
It's the kind of man I like.
Resourceful. Oh my God.
Lots of benefits there for a whole 7 years.
You gotta hustle.
And then I had a culture shock being single in this new age.
I'm not in the friend zone. What is wrong with you? He's like.
We're friends.
He's like 10 years in the friend zone. No, I mean, listen.
Actually, this is the first time we have seen each other since
That's true. Like, it was like 7 years or something like that.
many years.
It's been a minute.
But time flies.
Doesn't it
So
though?
make sure you make it count. That's all that matters.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't know about everybody else, but for me, the friend zone is comfy. It's comfortable.
It is, right?
Let's see, the friend zone is only an issue when your friendship isn't a two-way street, number one, and number two, you're not getting any pussy. So think about it. The friend zone is only an issue if you're putting in all this one-sided effort into a female, energy, time, attention, and money, and you're not even sleeping with anybody else. That's the issue that you guys are having, man. You guys keep trying
That's when you're in love.
Right, these guys keep trying to describe things with labels, not realizing that labels simplify concepts. They don't explain concepts. They just simplify them. So it's literally the opposite of understanding something. It's just umbrella statements. They don't mean shit. That's why it's like, oh, I love this person. Explain it. Oh, exactly. Because you don't understand your affection for this person. So you're just like throwing an umbrella statement on it. Love is an umbrella statement. That's why it means something different for every person. So when you go around calling people betas and alphas and tyrones and chads and simps and beta cucks and all this other shit, you are doing the opposite of understanding that person's situation. You're not specifying it or explaining it. What you're doing is you're umbrellaing it. You're throwing him into a bin with a bunch of other guys that are having a similar frustration. It doesn't mean they have the same situation.
But see, that's the thing. That's the whole human experience. We want to put it into category or explain it, but really it's more complex than that. And we just, at the end of the day, you have to trust your instincts. Like what feels right is right, and what doesn't, then there you go. There's your answer.
There could be a long list of reasons for why a female isn't sleeping with a guy. But when you guys talk about the friend zone, you're talking about a chick that's not sleeping with a dude because she's not attracted to him and she never would, never will, never wants to. There could be other circumstances where the woman is extremely attracted to the guy, but she's choosing not to sleep with him for other reasons. It could actually be the extreme of she likes the guy too much, and she already knows that she's not going to be able to handle that situation. What are you trying to do? Why don't you use the good camera?
That's why he brought me.
If you were going to share my camera, I would have put the lens here, and we both could have had the good lens.
True. After all that trouble we went through.
Well,
we were just trying to make sure that it was
I like being able to,
the best kind of
I
quality.
like being able to switch around anyway. It's cool. I can't wait to get another one. I'm going to get a foot angle because I have a foot fetish. And see, that's another thing. You see, when you say the foot fetish, guys try to shame me for
I
it.
got a story for you.
Is it about feet?
Absolutely. So how about the 2 weeks I was on Bumble? Because I don't know.
Ooh, we'll talk about dating apps?
Let's talk about dating apps and how I don't go on any of them. So the 2 weeks...
Because of hookup culture? Is that?
Just because I could honestly written a book the 2 weeks that I was on there about everything you could possibly predict happened to me. So as you can imagine, I'm 7 years out of a relationship, going through the pandemic.
Wait, 7 years out, or the relationship was 7 years?
The relationship was 7 years.
So you're 2 years out?
No, I was within the first year of
back then, but now it's been 2 years.
It's going to be 2 years. So at the time it was about within the first year, and it was December 2020. So I decided, you know what? Let me go ahead and just try this thing. Everybody was talking about it, trying to persuade me to give it a chance. For me, it just seems abnormal and not really what I'm about. Again, you figured I'm a spiritual person. I like to feel people's energy, and that's something that you really can't get off of
an app.
And then not just that, but people actually look a lot better in person than they do in pictures or on camera. And I think it has a lot to do with charisma. Like if somebody, it's just a different approach altogether. And that alone was very hard for me to be open about. So I go on this Bumble app, and as you can imagine, I'm skeptical. So I'm swiping for a minute, and I'm really like unsure.
You being picky?
I'm being extremely picky. And at the same time, I'm also like taken back by what I'm looking at. And then eventually I matched with this one guy. The first guy that I matched with, I can't make this up. This guy literally we're having a casual conversation. He's telling me how his niece in New York just had COVID and his brother's freaking out. And then casually just goes, so do you have cute feet?
Yeah, you can't do it if you haven't met the person, though.
And just like right after telling me
I'm
his
not
niece
asking
has
a girl
COVID.
if she has cute feet. I mean, that's not how you operate it. If you want to see feet, you go on a date with her and you tell her that you would like her to wear open-toe shoes. I mean,
and right after
weirdo.
telling me his niece has COVID and is in the hospital, like just literally right after. I'm not exaggerating. So you know what I did, guys?
Unmatched?
No, I had some fun.
Sold him some feet pics?
I Googled the ugliest feet imaginable.
At least you're fun. At least you're creative about it.
And I sent it to him, and I was like, tell me, baby.
He probably was like,
Would you put these in your mouth? And let me be quite honest. Honestly, I was ready to change my Bumble account to Twinkle Toes and add my Venmo account on the bio.
Hold up. She has cute feet.
Thank you.
But
we're not gonna. You would have to pay extra for that.
yeah, supposedly I'm simping.
OnlyFans.
Supposedly
only toes.
Supposedly I'm simping, but go ahead. I appreciate the entire woman anatomy, feet included. So whatever. Go ahead. Go ahead with your Bumble stories.
So that was my first experience. Then I had this one guy. Another thing I don't like about these apps is they know exactly your location. I had this one guy who was like, we're exactly a mile radius apart. Swear.
Yeah, but that's okay. So let me ask you this: does the guy's attractiveness level matter in how creepy or not creepy the shit is gonna be perceived?
Funny enough, this guy was a total creep. He had the darkest eyes with pale skin. He looked like a vampire. He had demonic tattoos.
So why did you match with him?
And he was a technical surgeon. And for that reason, at this point, yeah, like in one of his photos, he's like holding a tool with blood, like straight out of surgery.
Oh, that's some Dexter shit.
But honestly, I guess I'm the type of person that is extremely playful. So it actually caught my attention, and
You were like, this looks like fun.
I was like, I need to see what this is about.
Let me poke at this guy. Let me poke at this and entertain myself.
And you know what? He also had his Miami edition girlfriend done from head to toe.
Wait, what does that mean?
You know,
What do you mean? Like
like hourglass.
plastic surgery?
Yeah, like done from head to toe. Like the long hair, the explosive booty.
Wait, so wait, how do you
honestly, they
how
must-
do you feel about plastic surgery and the aftermarket stuff?
I mean, with each their own, honestly, but I can't help but feel like it's a trend at this
yeah,
point.
no, of course.
And especially out here in Miami, people fly in here and they're like, I've never seen anything like it. It's all over the place, and
Yeah.
you really are not used to or accustomed to seeing that elsewhere. So
Well,
it's
it's because we're so close to Colombia, but
true. 50% off.
I just think it's weird when the chicks have kids. Because, like, why are you drawing all that
Attention?
sexual attention to yourself when you're with your
It's
kids?
de-
It's
it's
like you
definitely-
have no decency. Like, why would you even be dressed like that with your kids?
Well. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having sexual energy.
Yeah, but not when you're with your kids.
I trust me,
You can take a time out. Good Lord.
it's disturbing. It could be disturbing.
It's pretty damn disturbing how little social awareness that these women have. But let me just get to the super chat. Emmanuel, thank you for the $10 super chat. How come you guys that super chat don't have questions? I want good questions
Please.
for Daili, please, because that's why we haven't started talking about the. Well, okay, I'll tell you what. Why don't you give me your definition of friends with benefits?
Well,
Dun dun dun.
I think either one can be extremely complicated. I feel that I feel like if you start off as friends and eventually the benefits come along, there is a very high possibility that relationship will flourish into something more serious.
Oh wait, so you think that it bridges the gap between just friends and lovers, or in a relationship?
I just feel like if you're able to establish a friendship with someone that you feel 100% comfortable with, and then again, that comes with like hanging out, spending quality time together. Obviously, you're enjoying each other's company. So I feel like majority of the time, for a lot of people, see, I work in a woman-dominated industry. I do hair and makeup, so we have all types of conversations. And this seems to be
Comes up.
yeah, this seems to be how a lot of people end up in long-term relationships with.
Well, I definitely agree with you just because, well, when I was younger, not young, but younger, and that was the thing in my dating prime, I would say, that would always inevitably happen. Like 80% of the time, that would end up happening because obviously you have all the ingredients of a couple. If you're spending that much time with each other, you get what I'm trying to say? Like if you're choosing not to just limit it to sex, yeah, there's obviously a lot of chemistry and mutual enjoyment and appreciation of spending time together. So, yeah, I mean that would end up happening. Whereas nowadays, that's nothing like what this whole hookup culture thing is. So let me just give my take on it because I'm going to give a perspective that I'm sure is going to be unique. Well, when I look at friends with benefits versus the hookup culture, they're polar opposites in a lot of ways because you have to look at the incentive. So, okay, if you are 35 to 50, you're like prime experimental dating years would have fell in that era where friends with benefits was like really taking off. It was becoming really socially acceptable. It was basically what the hookup culture is today. What Tinder is today is what friends with benefits was in the late 90s, early 2000s, right? So from like 1995 to like 2005, or I want to say 2000 and more, but let's say 2005, because if you get too far up there, Instagram and also the shit started coming out, which changed the game. Humans just adapt to their environment and what's at their disposal. So when you're talking about that late 90s, early 2000s era, Facebook is all that came into play, and that was like early 2000s.
Don't forget about MySpace.
Right, MySpace too, right? So the online dating thing wasn't really like a thing yet. Maybe like 5-10% of the population was even like aware of it. So people were still having to meet in person, all this other kind of shit, right? Introduce a friend to a friend type thing. Back then, people even still did blind dates. Like a friend would put you on a blind date. Now think about that. I know motherfuckers is like, damn, I never even heard of that. Like people in their 20s now never even heard of no shit like that. Like a friend hooking you up with someone that you never met, and you just meet the person for the first damn time. You know,
And usually your friend kind of has an idea
yeah,
of,
what you like. Yeah, of course.
if it will go like well or not.
Exactly. Blind dates actually used to be a pretty good bet because the people that were hooking you up for a reason. They're like, you know what, you should meet my friend's nephew, or you should meet, you two would hit it off or whatever, right? So let's talk about incentives. The incentive for women was, I'm focusing on my career. I'm, going to school, or I'm just got out of a relationship, or I don't want any emotion. I don't want any strings attached. But every once in a while, once a month or whatever, women are gonna have that cycle. They're ovulating. They're gonna be extremely horny.
I'm ovulating right now.
Good to know. And they're gonna want somebody that's not only gonna take care of business, but somebody that they feel comfortable with. And also, that was at a time when women were still conscious of their body count. That's when this whole sleeping with as many guys as you want wasn't socially accepted. So women were trying to figure out how to get the best of both worlds. I want to still, be able to express, my sexuality, but at the same time, I don't want to be adding bodies.
Forget the bodies. If there's anything that should be of concern of
the STD,
anybody,
right, the STDs too.
exactly.
Right.
It's the STDs. Like,
You didn't let me get there.
It's a real thing.
You didn't let me get there. So, so they weren't trying to just sleep around, and also they didn't want to have to go through the motions every time they wanted to have sex. They didn't want to have to go through all of that, getting to know a guy and getting comfortable with a guy and all that other bullshit, right? So that was the incentive for a woman, was literally to have someone that she's comfortable with, somebody that she can trust, and also somebody that's going to knock that pussy down guaranteed, right? Because see, this is the thing. Women don't want to go through all the motions, and then the guy can't even hang. And I already told you, motherfuckers, 80% of you can't do shit in the bedroom. That's a fact. You guys just don't know that because women aren't sitting down and saying, listen, we need to talk. First of all, your dick is too small. Second of all, you don't do foreplay long enough. You don't stay in the pussy long enough. You don't, do this and that and that and that. They're not going to sit there and tell you all of that. They're just going to ghost you.
You know what it is for me? Like, what's a make it or break it deal for me?
They want to know. Tell them.
It's the kiss. If this person cannot kiss me enough where I am extremely aroused, or our energy frequency, whatever you want to call it, is not in tuned, that is a deal breaker for me. Hands down. It's actually happened to me recently.
Guys, go find that video I did in my catalog. How many times I tell you guys things and then women come on and confirm what I already told you.
Here's the thing, like, everyone is different.
Yeah, but most women need a guy that's going to spend the time to kiss her and to do all those, those foreplay type things.
But it's not even about the kissing, it's how you kiss.
No, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying.
And then again, everyone is different, so everyone has their preference.
Yeah, guys, I've done tutorials on kissing. It's just that
This is hilarious.
No, it's for private clients though. I mean, I'm not gonna be like kissing a girl and posting it on YouTube.
Aren't you a Scorpio?
You know that.
You know what, guys? Always trust a Scorpio when it comes to this.
But yeah, I've never I told you guys, but guys have made that request. And it was funny too because the first time me and the guy ended up going back and forth, and a lot of you guys are super fucking sensitive. So he was all like offended and butthurt over my response. But he was like, Allende, could you do a special request video explaining how to kiss? And I just was like, all right, numbnuts, how is that gonna work? How am I gonna verbally tell you how to kiss? Number one, that's retarded in theory because I can't show you how to do something with words. That's number one, especially something as technical as making out. That's number one. Number two, unless you're into boys, why would you want to know how to kiss from a boy? So the way that this can be done effectively is me kissing a woman on camera, and then letting her explain to you what it is that she likes or enjoys or works for her. And also, you need a wider sample group, because just like she said, it could be just like how that particular girl likes to be kissed. So I told the dude, if you want to do this properly and actually get the value that you're looking for and learn what you're trying to learn, you need to pay me to kiss 3 different women, and then I will question all 3 of the women and let them explain it to you in their own words, as well as you being able to see it being done, and then you will fully understand this shit, and you can go out there and do it and practice and do what you got to do. Right?
I recently did my ancestry because I swear I was from the universe. And it was actually a birthday gift from my best friend. So I actually have Italian and Persian in my ancestry. So I'm very passionate.
You could just
Aside
say you're
from the-
passionate.
aside
Why
from
did it
the
have to be? Why did it have to be a genetic thing?
Because you know it's engraved in my DNA. You know.
Okay, wait.
There's somebody actually that had a question.
Yeah, you look for the question. Do you want to use the iPad?
You're closer.
No, here, you do it, because
Okay.
work your pretty little fingers. And I'm going to finish my definition of what friends and benefits is, or at least was when I was growing up. So when I was getting my dick wet, the reason that girls wanted to do it was for those things that we stated. They wanted to avoid sleeping around. They wanted to avoid strange STD dick. And they didn't want to have to go through the motions, and they wanted to know that the guy could satisfy them, and it would be a pleasure. Because one thing that's extremely frustrating for a female is when she's horny and then she, engages with a guy and then he doesn't even satisfy her. Like, that really is a issue for them. And I can't even stress to you how unsatisfied women are sexually. You guys just don't know. They really are unsatisfied, which is why they keep hovering around the same small percentage of guys. Because even though those guys don't commit, even though those guys are called toxic when the relationship comes to an end, at the end of the day, those guys know their way around a vagina.
But
That's
I also believe that everyone everyone has. Again, back to your preference, like everyone has the way they like it to be done and how it's done. And I don't know, I guess the more exposed or experienced you are, or the more comfortable you are with your own skin, you're only gonna attract the same.
Yeah, but there's good mechanics, there's bad mechanics, and there's mechanics that can only work on one type of car. A good mechanic, it doesn't matter if it's a Honda, a Toyota, a Benz, he can figure it out. So that's the thing. There's certain guys that they're going to figure out what works for this particular female. I can tell you from experience, very few things are going to necessarily work with all women, but what you need to be good at is not only executing like some one-trick pony type shit. You have to be good at probing. Pleasing women is probably like 70-75% knowing how to listen. And I'm not talking about just listening to what they say. Like literally listening to their body. You can feel a response in their body when certain things feel good. You can feel when you're looking for the spot. The funniest thing is like when you're watching a movie or a TV show and the guy's like here, there, and the girl's like here, there. That is so not in real life. In real life, a woman is not telling you a little bit more to the left, a centimeter up, and it doesn't work that way.
Oh, I direct.
Right, but
You're like, ooh.
But when you're feeling around, is what I'm trying to say, is that you can feel when you touch something, you can feel if she clenches up, then you know, okay, that hurt, or that was, discomfort. And then there's areas you can go and it's more pleasurable. And then there's those involuntary orgasms where the woman can't even control herself. And that's where you want to be. That's where you want to find yourself, right? The place where she can't even control herself anymore. So, like I said, it's going to come with someone being a good mechanic, being a good surgeon. How you get there, I don't know. All right, I got there from
Experience.
Not just experience, but I got there from that being my goal. Like that's my agenda when I'm going in. A lot of you guys go in there just trying to bust a nut. A lot of you guys are just like, I just want to have sex with this girl. Like that's the extent of your.
Or they're
your
possibly
goal.
thinking about like, oh my God, hopefully I don't. And the more you think about it, the more you're just concentrated on that, busting your nut. So.
I was taught not to do things unless you're going to do it well.
So here's
no matter what it is. If you're going to do something, no matter how much I don't want to do something, once I start doing it, I have to do a good job. And I remember doing chores as a kid. I was so fucking mad. I'd be kicking shit. I'd be cussing up a storm when nobody's looking. But somehow I'm doing the job to the best of my ability. Right? My grandfather used to always point that out. He'd be like, "Yo, as much as he doesn't want to do this shit, he still does a good job."
But I feel like that carries on not just sexually, but all around in your life.
No, that's my point. Like I don't look at having sex with a woman any different than anything. If I'm gonna go into it, I'm like trying to do it the best that I can. That's just my goal. Because like I said, for me, it's a me thing. It's not even about the other person. It's a me thing because what's the point of underachieving, right? At that point in time. Wait, did you find the question?
Yes, it's right here actually.
What was
No, it was right here. The question was, how is it going on a first date with a girl who's looking for a friends with benefit different than a girl who's looking for a relationship if she has told you she's looking for friends with benefits?
I don't understand the question.
So let's say you're going on a first date and this girl is looking for a friends with benefit.
Okay.
Different. Like he wants to know how to
Differentiate it?
yes. From a girl that's looking for a relationship.
Learn how to talk. Learn how to have a conversation. Learn how to ask questions, bro.
Communication.
You that's a listen. I'm a nosy ass nigga because I'm always trying to learn. So I'm always like eavesdropping when guys are trying to talk to women in public. And I'm always just over here like wanting to pass this motherfucker a business card that doesn't exist. Like I'm always over here doing this shit. I'm always doing the Malcolm X like this motherfucker. Why are you talking about this shit? Why are you talking about things like nobody cares about? Nobody cares about any of what you're making conversation about. This is all pointless. So this is what I see. You know, when I'm out in the world, guys make terrible conversations with women, man. I'm sorry, just terrible. Like the shit that it's like they're just talking just to talk. It's just like, how long will this pretty girl let me speak to her? And what they underestimate is women's level of agreeableness. Women are very polite, very agreeable. They want to avoid hurting people's feelings. So a lot of times the women feel like they're being held hostage, but they don't want to be rude and be like, dude, I'm not interested. You know what I mean? So they kind of just sit there with the face like, ugh, somebody please save me. And the guy is just going on and on about all of nothing. And a lot of times this guy's not even unattractive. He just has no idea how to fucking make stimulating conversation with women. So the only thing worse than trying to pick up a woman with like terrible conversation that's neither here nor there, she can tell you're just talking just to talk, bro. She can tell that you're like her, but you don't know what to talk about. So you're just talking about anything just for the sake of being in her presence. She can tell. So the only thing worse than that is actually being on a date with a fucking female and talking about nothing. Because she's like, oh fuck, I got dressed for this. So this is what I did with my Thursday night.
So the question is, if you're looking for a friends with benefit and you're on a first date and you want to be able to set the tone.
No, I don't think he's saying he's looking for it. I think he's saying that if the woman's looking for it.
But check it. From a man's perspective, let's say you're on a first date, you're a guy, and you're looking for a friends with benefit type of outcome. And how would you approach a first date situation like that with a woman?
First of all, I don't think like that. I don't never preemptively decide what it is that I want from a woman because I don't know the woman. I would have to know who she is and what she has to offer me before I could decide what it is that I want from her. Because even if I went in there with this preconceived notion, that was bound to change anyway. You see what I'm trying to say? Once she starts showing me other values, I'm gonna be like, wait, you know what? I think we're gonna peel it back a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna wait to sleep with you now because I see things that are more valuable than sex, and I'm gonna get the sex anyway. So there's no rush because if I focus on just the sex, then it might just be sex. You see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
If the woman has a vagina, and I have a penis, in my mind the sex is inevitable anyway. But you guys make that the end all be all, which just shows your lack of access to vagina. So one thing my older cousin told me, and when he first told me, I thought, shut up, nigga. You do what you do, I do what I do. But then I thought about it after I told him it was stupid, and it made sense later. And he said, the problem with you, nigga, is you're always looking for a woman that, is attractive and sexy, that you can sleep with. He said, when I meet a woman, the first thing I do is I'll let her know her pussy is obsolete. And I'm thinking to myself, obsolete, nigga? What the fuck you talking about? That's the, you know what I'm saying? That's the pleasure box. But I started to understand it more and more when I analyzed how he operates with women. My cousin will spend weeks with a chick and not sleep with her. And the chick will be confused out of her mind. She'll be like, I don't understand. This guy picks me up in the nicest of cars. You know what I mean? He takes me nice places. But then he's always quick to drop a chick off. Like, all right, I had fun. I gotta go. I'll see you another time. And the girl's always like, that's it?
This is before sex.
Yeah, he's not.
I would actually be completely turned off by that.
Yeah, he doesn't start sleeping with them until they start like adding other value.
Got it.
But at the same time, when my cousin, because he died, rest in peace, he died unexpected. He died young. He died at 42, but some shit with diabetes. And what it was is it wouldn't have even been severe. It's just that he was home alone when it happened. So there was nobody to like give him his shit or take him to the hospital. So that's what happened. He just happened to be alone when he went into that state. But anyway, the thing about it though is anytime he picked up the phone, he had several chicks that would jump. You see what I'm saying? If he picked up the phone, they would be like, hi, daddy. So whatever he was doing was working for him. And, you know, rest in peace, my cousin was an ugly-ass dude.
I was about to say.
Yeah, girls used to tell me all the time. The amount of times I try to put him on with girls, and they'd be like, your cousin ugly. I'd be like,
oh, uh-oh.
I'd be like, well, I'd be like, shit, okay. I don't know what to do with that, you know, but he had baddies, though. That's the thing. He had baddies, and they were on deck.
I was just going to ask, did the genes flow through the cousins? Like, you're an attractive man.
I have some. You know what's weird? All of my older cousins, they don't look like me, but I have younger cousins that are like the spitting image of me. Like I have one cousin, my cousin Shane. Shane is like 28 now. He's my younger cousin by far, obviously, but he's a grown ass man now. So Shane is on his way to being 30, but he looks identical to how I looked at his age. Like same
wow, I
face.
need to see that.
He also has dreads, everything, and now he's doing his workout thing. So he's starting to like, you know, well, he's like all like ripped or whatever. He's got the abs and the wide chest and wide shoulders, but he's, you know, trying to put some grown man size. And I have an uncle who also is like, we look like almost fucking identical. So yeah, I do have some guys in my family that's like.
I have a cousin and I that we even sound the same.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're 11 months apart, and our mothers are sisters. So everybody swore we were sisters.
Wait, so hold on. How would you present yourself if you were, because I know women already decide ahead of time what it is that they're looking for. And I think that's where he's going with it. And I understand that because that I agree with. I don't think guys go into shit already pre-decided what they're trying to do. Guys go in it more so, what would the woman let me do? And I'm trying to steer guys away from that. Be a fucking leader, decide what it is that you want ahead of time, and put yourself in a position where you can audition women for that role and stop acquiescing to what the women want, which is ass backwards, because if the women are younger than you, which they should be, okay, and they're in their female girls just want to have fun mindset.
I know men that prefer them older.
I feel bad for those guys. But so the thing is why would you be following her pace anyway, right? So that's what I'm saying. It's just like when girls try to tell me about new rap artists and act like I'm not in the loop. It's like, bitch, that artist is a child to me. Literally, you're talking about some 24-year-old artist and I'm supposed to be hip to what he's talking about. He is a child, like literally a fucking kid to me. Okay, I'm twice this guy's age. Why would I give two shits about what trend he's setting? So if I'm dealing with a chick that's 10 years younger than me, why am I over here trying to adjust myself? You get what I'm trying to say, to what she's doing. When you're doing that, you're putting the pussy on a pedestal. You're saying I need her to accept me.
Where it belongs.
Oh, you better stop. You can put it on your face. You can put it on your lap. You don't put it on a pedestal.
You should, honestly. I feel like when you have the right woman and you put it on a pedestal, that woman will take care of you, and the amount of love that is going to come back at you is going to be more than you'll ever.
And you know how that works? If I have the right woman,
that's a maternal thing,
right?
for sure.
If I have the right woman You know why she's going to be on the pedestal? Because she's going to be sitting on my lap. And I'm going to be sitting on the pedestal.
All right.
That's how that works.
That's a dynamic.
Well, I'm never
right
going to
there.
be worshiping the pussy. That's what I'm talking about. These guys are worshiping the pussy. And it doesn't even work. Because what it is you're coming in there trying to pretend to be something that you're not to get access to the pussy. And this is what she's used to. This is what guys have been doing ever since she's gone through puberty. So you think women can't sniff that out? You see what I'm trying to say? Women can sniff out a guy that's trying to pretend to be something to get access to her. So
Absolutely, and I can only speak for myself. So back to your question.
yeah. So if you were looking for that, right? How would you have that
Truthfully,
conversation?
I'm not looking for that.
No,
and
I'm just saying
but I'm just
hypothetically.
saying I'm not looking for that. I would obviously prefer, and yeah, I still question monogamy. I still question the possibility of growing old with someone for many years to come. Like, I still question these things. But again, it is a fantasy, I guess you could say.
What you call it? Monogamy is a fantasy?
Monogamy seems like fantasy,
I
like.
like that. Yo, guys, I need to put that on a t-shirt. Monogamy is a fantasy.
Yeah.
What? That shirt would fucking sell.
But
Polygamy is the future. So those are two different shirts right there.
hey,
Hey, spring collection.
15%.
I'm just saying, we can make that happen because we can make the baby tees and you sell you got the female market where you're working at, so.
I actually really like that idea. But yeah, it seems like a fantasy at this point, and I still go back and forth about the idea. But I will say that men are very easy to read, for me at least. And if I'm attracted enough and I'm feeling hormonal and it's that time of the month, and I might want to entertain this person for what it is, I'm definitely gonna go in with no expectations of anything of any sort, because I know that it's a physical chemistry.
But here's the thing though. When you're being that level-headed about it, and you're not having these expectations, and the guy is able to oblige you with no judgment, now the lines of communication are open.
Well, here's the thing. When I go on this date with this person, I already have my mind set. Like, I've already spoken enough to this person to get an idea what they're about and where it's gonna go. And it's really up to me whether I want to continue the ride for what it is. And then once I meet them in person, for me is more like, all right, let's see where it actually is gonna go.
Oh, you're talking about online dating again. Wait, I got confused.
Yeah.
Well, listen, me personally, I don't like it. Like, for a guy, looking for anything other than casual sex on online dating is just weird to me. It just seems
Anything
weird.
but casual sex?
Yeah, it just seems weird because I just feel like for a dude, that puts you in a weird position. Like, somehow there's some type of scarcity. Like, you're like in the sale bin or some shit. You know what I mean? Where you gotta, I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, it's weird. I'm all about the cold approach, guys. That's where I'm at with it. There's women everywhere. I don't care. Alaska, there's some woman all bundled up out there in the snow.
I will say, because I see you have an audience from different parts, and I will say, anytime I step out of Miami and I come back, I realize that there are so many attractive people in Miami.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
It's true.
Everywhere.
I was thinking that today. I was on the corner. I was like,
just beautiful people, people.
I'm like, there's nothing on this corner but a 7-Eleven and a chicken kitchen, but there's women everywhere. I'm like, walking the dog, riding the bike, jogging.
Men and women.
I'm like, goddamn.
Men and women all over, just gorgeous. And then you just drive across the state to Naples.
And you're like, what the fuck?
Bummer.
You're like, what the fuck? But that's why I try to tell you guys. Level your asses up. Get into my 100-day Get Shredded program. You're going to regret it if you don't. Get into my program, get your shit in shape, and then take your punk ass to a small town and get your practice on. See, the thing is, I actually give you guys actionable blueprints. I tell you what to do step by step. You dummies are just hard-headed, bro. You're over here like, I can't do this because of that and because of this, instead of just shutting up and listening. Just shut up and listen. When you go to the military, you don't get to raise your hand and ask a bunch of dumbass, girly-ass, frail questions. Excuse me, Lieutenant,
I'm allergic. Excuse me, also, Lieutenant. Will they be low-fat dairy? Excuse me, also, Lieutenant, one more question.
You don't get to fucking do that. You shut the fuck up. You do what they tell you to do. That's it. They covered everything you need to know. Okay, they didn't leave anything out. A lot of you guys keep acting like a nigga left something out. And that irritates the fuck out of me. It's like someone pays you to do their diet, and then they're like, oh yeah, one more thing. And also, and what about, and it's like, motherfucker, if I didn't put it in there, it's because it's not necessary. Stop worrying about all this extra shit, stick to the script, and get the results. And even if you were gonna be asking these questions, why are you asking them now? Before you even did anything, why are you asking the questions? Why don't you just shut up and do what you were given thus far? And if something does come up and it happens to be important, you'll know. But you asking it ahead of time before you even did anything lets me know your head's in the wrong fucking place.
I can't believe I'm on this podcast.
Why you said that? Why you say that?
It just seems so like male dominated.
It is male dominated. But there's some female
and usually
ninja watchers.
I'm intimidated. I'm usually
Why?
intimidated by all that testosterone.
Why?
It's just a different energy.
I don't know. I think you're using the word intimidated out of context. I don't think you're intimidated.
No, but it's so different. Like I said, I work for like women dominated, and it's just so different. But we get all walks of life, especially out here in Miami.
That's another place you guys can go and practice. Go up in the salons and go flirt with all the women at the same time.
I don't work at a
Simultaneously.
salon. That's the advantage I have is that
Where?
I get to
Where?
travel to different locations and check out all the beautiful venues and hidden gems that Miami has to offer.
Troublemaker.
I'm usually on set location. I'm telling you guys, I'm a free spirit all around.
I know. You're like a bird. You just don't have wings.
Freelancing.
Okay.
That's what they call it.
All right. So what do you think the incentives for men are to get into FWB? Friends with benefits.
I just think that's something that can't be forced or taught.
No. What's a guy's incentive? Like, what do guys get out of that?
What would guys get out of it?
What's the benefit?
Hopefully a good friendship.
Fuck. You think dudes are looking for friendship from women?
I mean, you never know. There's lots of benefits that come with that. They can cook you a nice meal.
Hell no.
They can buy you the right type of underwears. You know, they could hook it up.
Hey, you know what? The best underwear that I've had were bought by females.
You see? I know what I'm saying.
So I agree with you on that
It's something
one.
about a woman's touch that is unmatched. And it's always good to have female friends.
But why are women better at buying underwear, though? I don't understand that shit.
Because we're detailed.
Yeah, it's just like, baby, you needed more room in your sack area. I was like, where did you find that? How did you find that?
Or you can keep it nice and tight, you know? Again, it depends on the person.
There's a brand. I gotta put you guys onto this brand. I'm gonna go get the name of it. There's this brand, and they carry it in Target of all places. You guys gotta check this brand out. I gotta see if maybe I could do some type of affiliate with them. They have the most comfortable underwear. But it was my ex-girlfriend that put me onto it.
They say my mic has an echo. They say my mic has an echo.
Yeah, it's possible. They can hear you. Quit complaining. Quit complaining, guys. Just be happy.
At least does it sound
So wait,
melodic?
that's your final answer? Friendship? That's what the guys are looking
Friendships have benefits.
for. So why would they? So hold on. If that was the case, why aren't guys
Simple.
lining up to be in the friend zone?
So why? What was that? I'm sorry.
Why aren't guys lining up to be in the friend zone?
Because, like you said, men think differently. They're more concerned about, I guess, body counts or.
Yeah. So why do you
or-
think the guys want to be friends with the girl that they're having sex with?
Unfortunately, the majority are like that.
They want to be friends?
No, that they're not.
Oh, but I said, what do you think is a guy's reasoning or incentive for wanting to be in a friends with benefit relationship? Like, what do the guys get out of it?
I think you should experience that if you haven't yet. Like, have a friend with benefit, but like a true
No,
friendship.
but what do you think is the selling point for guys? That's what I'm saying.
I just said it.
What, friendship?
Fucking good pair of underwears.
Well, I mean, I guess you could do some research and figure that out, but yeah, but it does feel special when it comes from a woman. And I know a lot of you guys cannot relate to a lot of you guys are like, wait a minute, a woman's never bought me underwear, so I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's a nice gesture, but okay. So I would say that it's obviously the sex with no strings attached. It's the sex without the commitment. That
But
the
I don't
guys-
believe that's actually
For the guys, though, not the women.
possible. I feel like it just gets, it could get, there's a very high possibility it's gonna get complicated.
Oh, it always gets complicated.
Exactly.
I agree with that. But going in, you know, you're telling,
it takes
you're
a
telling each
very-
other, oh, no strings attached.
It takes a very special person. Like, it really takes someone that's open enough to see it for what it really is. And not allow,
The alpha cringe is more tolerated than the beta cringe because they, what is that word?
Dala? Angie Dala? You know
No,
what?
I know what he's saying. But listen, I don't think when alphas do certain things is even considered cringe to begin with, because listen, let me tell you something. There's a lot of things that I can see certain guys do, and it'd be interpreted on the other end of the spectrum. If a guy that a woman is attracted to pops up at her job or her gym or something like that unexpected, it's romantic. It made her day. She can't stop telling all her friends about it. But if a guy she's not interested does it, she's uncomfortable. Don't ever do that again. That wasn't right. How dare you? You had no right to do that. Like, why are you here? Don't come to my job. No,
Amygdala.
it's patois, baby. It's something else.
Amygdala. That's a beautiful word.
She thinks it's an actual word. But yeah, so I don't even think it's like cringe when guys do things, man. I'm telling you right now. Yeah, if an attractive guy does it, the shit is sexy. If an unattractive dude does it, it's gross, weird, and cringe. I mean, I used to work at a female strip club, so I mean,
You were also La Bears.
that's what I mean. Yeah, so there's a lot of things that guys did that it was sexy as hell. You know, that's all right. In my opinion, there's no such thing as doing something sexy or something being sexy. To me, there's absolutely no such thing. What makes an activity or a thing sexy is the person doing it, having it, or wearing it. I'm sorry. And I came to that realization when I was at a club and I was waiting for a bartender to get off of work so I could put some nails to her. And I got hungry, so I had her put in an order for me. So I was eating
Wow, that's really good.
a steak, broccoli, and a baked potato. And I was eating the potato like a caveman.
Lots of protein.
And some other chick was watching me, and she says to me, she says, "That is so fucking sexy." And I said, "What is that?" And she said, the way you're eating that baked potato." And I looked around the room, and I looked at the other guys.
Did you open your mouth wide?
No, I was basically eating like a pussy, and like a handheld pussy, right? So
Actually.
So I look around the room at the other guys that were in the club, and then I looked at her and I said, "If any one of these other motherfuckers was eating this potato, it wouldn't be sexy." And she was like, "Touche." It was at that moment that I realized eating a potato isn't sexy. Me eating a potato was sexy because she thought that I was sexy. And that could be said about anything.
Bingo.
If the wrong guy is doing it, it's a turnoff. If the right guy's doing it, all of a sudden. So even like when, guys be doing certain things and you be like, "Oh, he's simping and he's this and that." It's like, whoa, 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 whoa. It depends on the dude, though. Depends on the dude and depends on the nature of their relationship. Because when you're doing something for a chick and guys be like you're doing something for a girl that's your girlfriend or you're sleeping with her and guys be like, "Oh, you simping?" It's like, how does that correlate? How am I simping if she's my woman? If I just go up to a random person in the street and I start scrubbing their rims, it's like, nigga, what are you doing? Why are you on your knees scrubbing this person's rims? But if I get on my knees and I scrub my own rims, what the fuck? It's my car, it's my rims, bitch. I want to see my reflection in them. You see what I'm trying to say? But if it's somebody else's car and I'm scrubbing their rims, it's like, nigga, stand up. Nigga, have some pride. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're looking like a slave right now. You're groveling.
No.
So that's what I'm saying. So it depends. It depends. So if guys will sit here and act like the dude kneeling down to propose, oh, it's servitude, he's simping. Now, granted, I didn't bend down. When I proposed to my ex-wife, I didn't kneel. I didn't see it to be necessary. But at the same
I
time,
always found that interesting.
I'm not judging guys that kneel down to propose to their fiance. I don't know the relationship they have.
I wonder where that came from. Like the
She's
history.
probably kneeling down every night and giving him a blowjob. So how are you gonna say he's simping because he kneeled down to propose to her? Like, I don't know, man. I think you guys are just way too cynical sometimes, and you got to stop worrying about what everyone else is doing. Because if I want to massage feet, or if I want to cook for a woman, or if I want to run her bubble bath and light candles and aromatherapy, listen, I can do whatever the fuck I want to do. I am not for one moment thinking, what will people think? What would the guys say? Oh, they're gonna laugh at me. Oh,
Who lives like that?
like that's what I'm trying to say. This is high school shit. All right, I know what I'm doing, and I know what I'm getting. And I think a lot of you guys
I
need
think
to.
that it takes a real man to be that type.
That's what I'm trying to
and
say.
to scrub someone else's rims and kneel down and be a fucking man about it. And that's honestly
Scrub them rims.
very attractive. Listen, I'm not one that needs any sort of validation. Like, my Instagram is only my business page. And maybe I should put myself a little more out there. But again, I'm so secure with myself, and I can see through the bullshit that is portrayed through social media, the selfies and the filters and the poses and the copycats, that I just like, it's not for me. But that's why I find the people that are rare, because at this point it is a minority thing.
Yeah, but that's what you're looking for.
That's
all
what
that
I'm
matters.
particularly looking for.
Only special
yes.
people matter, bro. I'm sorry. Everything else is invisible. Yeah,
Just be
you
yourself.
see, Mike, you got it. See, you guys. Bro, I don't know what to do with these guys. But you know what? You guys
But
are
here's
gonna.
the thing,
you,
see,
you
Mike-
guys are gonna
Mike-
make me better. That's what.
Mike-
That's what it is.
Mike said, everything you do for a female is cool as long as it's reciprocated. Here's the thing, though. Like, that's what makes it flow. Like, when you do something for someone that all of a sudden you're like, wow, that actually, not only did it make you feel good, but it was nice of them. Like, it's only going to be reciprocated by the right person. Someone who's
Read his comment before it, though.
in a male-female relationship, the female always benefits more, no doubt, unless there's benefits.
Yeah, man, you guys really need to stop with this shit.
Yeah, man.
I'm trying to help you here, but like I said, all this is doing is bringing the better out of me. You guys are forcing me to grow and forcing me to evolve. So I figure out how to overthink the situation so that I can relate to you guys, so you can understand what you don't see. Because you guys are so fucking blind. It's like you're flying into a wall. When you say shit like this.
But there are women that won't reciprocate it. There are women that are expecting it.
When you say shit like this to a G that's obviously falling in only 10% of the male population, all I see is ass foonery right here. This is asshole foonery right here. It's just, I don't know nothing about women. I don't have no fucking experience. And you can sit here and argue it and defend it, whatever you want. I'm just telling you what it means to me. When I read shit like this, it's like when I'm on fucking Fresh and Fit podcast and Myron says, females never share resources. When you say shit like that, you just ruin it for me. Because now I can't take anything that you say seriously now.
No, he rephrased. He said, I use friendship, not relationships. As you were saying, what would
No,
a man...
no. Either way, bro. Listen to what I'm trying to say. Like the moment Myron said that was one of the epiphany moments that I had with him. Because that's when I realized you do not know shit about what you're talking about. Because not only do you say something like that, you say it definitively. Women do not share resources. And it's like, what the fuck? Say that to the dozens of guys that I know that women are fucking buying them houses, buying them cars, buying them machinery for their business, investing in their... what the fuck are you talking about? Anytime I've ever dated a woman that made more money than me, she shared her resources with me. So to someone like me, someone that's had the experience that I've had, the guys that I've worked with, the guys I've been around who have had similar experiences with women, once you say something like that, our mind makes an instant disconnect from you. You are something else now. You're like some normie. I can't relate to you anymore. Because you're saying it with words like never, don't, can't. How are you going to say that to someone who's experienced the opposite of what you're saying. I've had a girl buy me an $86,000 BMW, cashier check, paid for, in full. And you're gonna say that women don't share resources? Then when you make a statement like that women are always gonna benefit more in a relationship or a friendship, bro, you have to put it into some kind of context. Like niggas like you, average guys, I don't know, put something in there to make it make sense. But when you throw it out there like that, the guys that are like, what the fuck are you talking about? Every chick I interact with does more for me than I do for her. So you can't make comments like that when there are guys who do not experience that. That's not their reality. They interact with good-looking women, and the woman is doing more work, more effort, spending more money, more time, more everything. Stop saying shit like this, guys. It doesn't irritate me because it offends me. It irritates me because it means you're not fucking getting it, and I feel like I'm wasting my time trying to open up your mind. Because when you say shit like this means your mind is closed and you're not going to get better results. Because you don't even think it's possible, because you've already convinced yourself that a woman, when you deal with women, it's always going to be a loss. Women are always going to get more than you. Women are always going to use you. Women are this, women are this. It's like, stop. First of all, what women do, say, how they act, behave, all of that is heavily contingent on the person they're interacting with, whether it be another female or a male. Women are very much adjusting to who they're dealing with. When a woman is around a particular person, she's going to take on a certain type of energy because of the energy that that person has. When she's in a relationship with this dude, she's going to have this type of energy. When she's in a relationship with that dude, she's going to have a different type of energy. That's what it is. That's why when women come out of relationships, a lot of times they're looking for a guy that's very different than the guy that they just broke up with. Like they tell themselves, okay, I'm not going to date a guy like that again. So a lot of times they try to go like to the other extreme now, because they want a different energy. All right? So all I'm saying, dudes, is stop talking like you guys know. Because this shit is really, like, it's depressing. Reading you guys making these comments like you know. That's the biggest problem with the manosphere, is that there's a bunch of grown men with terrible results with women, terrible history and track record with women, blurting out these assumptions as if they fucking know. They're under-traveled, they're under-experienced, their dick is desert dry, they barely slept with double-digit women, and every woman they've dealt with led the whole situation, and then these motherfuckers act as if they're experts on women now, telling other men what's possible and what's not possible. Here I am over here giving you practical ways to get better results. I'm making it real simple for guys. Stop worrying about all this shit that you can't even grasp right now. Focus on what you can handle. Take a time out from fucking women, thinking about them, being mad at them, trying to get them, whatever. Get your ass in shape. Then go to smaller towns where you have a little bit more of an advantage. Start learning to talk to women in person and interact with them. And then maybe you can move on to bigger cities. At least that's a practical start that some guys could make. Are guys doing that? No. No. You see what I'm trying to say? They're making excuses for why they're going to stay out of shape, or they're over here saying that that's not everything and that's not going to work and all this other kind of dumb shit. Okay. Then why do you care so much about these women? Because they're physically attractive. Let's cut the shit. Are you guys over here bent out of shape over women because of their personalities? Your main interest in focusing women initially, if not the whole goddamn time, is how these women look.
Unfortunately.
Well, whether it's fortunate or unfortunate, it's just nature. So to have a guy sit here and say something stupid in the comments like, oh, well, I want a woman to like me for my personality, not my abs Allende. You're trying to shame me for being honest with you that no matter who you are, being physically attractive is going to give you an opportunity for a woman to even get to know your personality.
Well, to be quite honest, like if I see a man who's physically fit, automatically my mind goes like, okay, this person cares about their health. Mm-hmm. They're not lazy. Mm-hmm. And, you know, aside from that, chances are they might live longer. So longevity comes, you know, goes with that as well.
And I might actually get aroused while trying to have sex with this person.
And yeah, testosterone definitely helps.
Exactly. And this is the funny thing. The same guys that will say something stupid like that or try to downplay the importance or the value of being physically attractive as a man are the same dudes would say how disrespectful and offensive it is for a woman to let herself go in a relationship. I fucking quit. The fucking hypocrisy in the common man's thought process right now. So you mean to tell me that a woman's not supposed to let herself go when she's in a relationship with her man because she's supposed to stay attractive for her man, but men aren't supposed to get attractive to attract women in the first place? Do you hear yourself? And then the funny thing is, in a woman's mind, when a dude is unattractive, he has a big ass fucking gut, and all he does is just fucking go to work and pay for things, when she goes and cheats on him with a personal trainer or something, in her mind, it was his fault. Yeah, I get it. You're not gonna agree with that, but you're not a female. So the same way that guys sit here and act like women are the problem for not thinking how we think, you do realize that it's hypocritical for you to expect them to think like how we think. It's fucking retarded. If I like dogs, I have to accept the nature of dogs. Okay, if I want a horse, I have to accept the nature of a horse. I can't say horses should act like this. Horses should think like this. My horse should eat potato chips. My horse should drink Gatorade. No, a horse is gonna be a horse and a woman's gonna be a woman. So in her mind, a dude that works all the time and doesn't make time for her, even though he pays for everything, he's still neglecting her. But of course the guy doesn't see it that way because he feels like, I'm working overtime, I'm working all this time to buy you nice things. Yeah, but
Where's the time? Where's the quality time?
but the woman also wants to feel special and all these other things that aren't important to you. They don't seem like a big deal to you, but you don't have a vagina. So why would you relate to her? You just have to accept that she's a woman and these things need to be routine. So now if she's gonna go out and sleep with a dude that's physically attractive, because if she's bored during sex, she's never in the, that's another thing. Guys will sit here and complain about sexless marriages. I've been married before. I've been in long-term relationships. I've never, ever had to complain about my woman not being in the mood. It's always been the opposite. I'm tired. I'm doing all these other fucking things, and I'm just like, I live with the pussy. Can we do this tomorrow? Can we, you see what I'm saying? Like, I'm exhausted. But
I mean, everybody has their days.
But I'm just saying that guys will sit here and be upset that they're not getting sex in a relationship, but at the same time, they never stop to ask themselves, you're not attractive to her.
No, if
you're not turning her on.
Well, yeah, exactly. And then not necessarily physically. It might be in other aspects.
Oh, well, that's a start. I'm not saying that's the only thing, guys, but then the guys
It's
that sit here and
not.
hang on that, again, low IQ.
Listen, I'm
not saying it's all about looks. I'm not saying it's all about being in shape. You guys don't fucking get it. First of all, I wasn't always in shape. Okay, but when I got in shape, I realized the difference that it made. I was getting pussy long before I went to the gym. I was late to the gym. I didn't go to the gym my first time until my late 20s. It was the first fucking time I bench pressed or squatted. I was over 25. But yet I was getting laid since 17, sleeping with older women, the whole 9 yards. But I realized being in shape, it changed the game. What it did was it gave me the ability to have an even exchange. And this is the biggest problem that most of you guys have, and I'm simplifying it so that you can fucking understand what your issue is on a fundamental level. Is that you're dealing with women that are out of your league. They're above you in status in a particular area. Now listen to what I'm trying to say. Naturally, men are supposed to date down and women are gonna date up. There's a reason for that. In order for the relationship to flow well, the man needs to be in a position of dominance. He needs to be in a position of power. He needs to be respected. He needs to be admired. And he needs to be better and above her in areas, or else she's not going to hold interest. That's just the nature of the dynamic between men and women.
I just feel like the whole degrading thing is just not something. That's why it's interesting. Someone's like, adjust here. I feel like I don't even belong in this podcast anymore because it's gotten into a whole other topic, and even I have my own opinion about it. And I'm just a very like fair trade type of person. It's not all about looks and attractiveness, although that is the starting point.
I understand, but what I'm trying to say is when that's not there, so you didn't let me finish my point, and then you get what I'm trying to say. When that's not there, that's when you guys struggle in every other area. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Because when the woman is a 7 or an 8 or 6 or whatever in looks, and you're a 4 or a 5 in looks, you're going to have a struggle now because there's a disparity. You're attracted to her. You think she's hot. You have no problem getting a boner for her, right? The problem is she's not equally physically attracted to you. So now you're trying to do all this extra work to compensate and make up, and it's not going to pan out well for you. Will you get some of her time? Yes. Will she give you some attention, sort of, kind of? Yes. But the moment that a guy comes across that she does find physically attractive, now you have a problem. Because that guy does not have to do all this overcompensating, which is why you guys get flaked on, which is why you guys get ghosted, which is why you guys get left on red, which is why you guys DM girls and they never respond. Because they're responding to another guy who is matching her in the attraction department physically. Now, is he gonna have a great personality? I don't know. Is he gonna spend quality time with her? I don't know. Is he gonna commit to her? I don't know. But I tell you this fucking much, he's gonna at least have an opportunity though. She's gonna go out with him to find out whether or not he's an asshole. She's gonna sleep with him a few times to figure out whether or not he's gonna treat her well or if he's gonna commit or whatever. And that's the point I've been trying to make to you guys for the longest. At least get your foot in the door. Go ahead.
Whoa.
They don't get it.
I think they're getting it.
No, you don't. They don't get it.
Hopefully.
No, it's easier to make excuses than it is to get in shape. Even rich guys, it's the same thing, bro. They get in there with their money. They don't necessarily stay there. But them having money at least gives them the opportunity to sit across the table from a female. It just is what it is, bro.
It's just advantages. Like,
Right.
if you're physically in shape, if you have money, if you're established.
Well, that's a lot. Now you're putting two things
And
together.
I'm just saying, if your list if there was a list, right, and you're checking all these things off, those are just like the benefits and advantages that you have.
But that's what I'm trying to tell you. Because there's guys that keep hitting me up, telling me about how much time and money they've wasted on women. Okay, if you have money to waste on women, that means you have the financial aspect put together, right? Right or wrong? Right or wrong?
Yeah.
If you could take women on $300 dates that don't even sleep with you and then do it again and do it again, that means you can afford it. Well, guess what, fuck boy? If you get your ass in shape, now you can actually be a fuck boy. Because you already have the finance, you already have the money. If you actually get your ass in shape now you're attractive enough to get her attention, and you have the money to actually do something with her. Now all you have to do is work on your chivalry, work on your personality, work on your conversation.
And I have to admit, that is a woman's weakness. Working in a wedding industry, like, forget it. Most of the guys that I'm gonna be a little shallow, but most of the guys that I do give the time of day are very physically in shape. And I'll go ahead and show it off like if it's a trophy to my audience, and I'm like, look at this.
That's what I've been trying to tell you.
And automatically, women are all gonna react the same. Wow. Or they're gonna be, doesn't matter if they're married or not, they're gonna wanna be curious enough to take a peek show. They're gonna wanna, they wanna see what's going on. And honestly, majority of the people really don't invest in their physique, unfortunately.
So now you know why you're here now.
Now I'm back on, guys.
Okay, now you get what I'm trying to say. So I told you guys, I spent last weekend with the girl from Spain. She barely spoke English, but she took the time to put in the translator more than once that the shape that I was in was special and unique. And I tried to be modest about it, and I said, it depends on where you're looking, because if you go to a fitness competition, all of the guys are going to be in shape. If you go to certain gyms, all the guys are going to be in shape. And you know what she did? She did some straight Allende shit to me. She did something that I would do to put it into perspective. She started walking and pointing at people. She started pointing at guys that we were walking past. She was like, he doesn't have it. He doesn't have it. He doesn't have it. And I was like, okay.
Have what? Like physical?
Point made.
Have what?
Like that are in this physical condition.
Yeah.
So the point that she was trying to make, she was making.
It's obviously taken you many years.
She was making it very clear. This is something that I already knew because I travel a lot and I live in Miami where people visit a lot. There are women that will literally prioritize guys that are in shape because they're on a trip somewhere. They want to go to the nicest restaurants. They want to go to the best, most popular clubs. They want to go to the beaches, and they also want to fuck and take pictures with the best looking guys.
It's definitely admirable.
I'm just being honest with you guys.
It doesn't matter if you're a man, woman, or whichever, and who's staring. People are gonna stare.
And she just confirmed it. See, this is the thing. Being a guy that was in shape, being a guy that monetized my looks, I worked with other guys that also monetized their looks. So when we hang out together, we are on the same page because we're getting the same type of treatment. And we know that the girls that come up to us asking to take a picture with us are girls that also would like to sleep with us. because she just confirmed that women, they want to be able to show it off. They want to be able to post those pictures or show, they say, look, these are the guys that we were with when we were in Miami. And then the other girl's gonna be like, damn, that's what the guys look like in Miami? They're not taking pictures with guys that look normal, bro, because there's no point. It's like the expression goes, nothing to call home about. That means nothing worthy to tell people back home that you saw. And if you lower your body fat percentage, because this is the thing, some of you guys over here going like, I'm not gonna look like you, Allende. I'm not gonna get that. Shut up! Nobody's saying look like me. What I'm saying is, if the average Western male has a body fat percentage of over 16%, all you have to do is have a body fat percentage of 10% or lower, and you are in the small minority. You don't have to have huge muscles. All you have to do is have a fucking six-pack and a jaw. Have cheekbones.
In case you're wondering why I'm off center or like cropped, is because this guy's so huge.
No,
and
you have your own.
And we both don't fit.
Hold on.
We both don't fit in the camera.
Now you have your, look, now you got your whole shit all over again. Hold on. Because I see this guy. I see this.
Because you're doing all the talking here.
Hold on. Because I see this guy's going to get upset that I don't. Shout out to Emmanuel for the $20 super chat. Guys, it's true physique. Attraction matters. Shoulders to waist ratio. V-taper can change a lot. You want something nice to look at. So does she. Physical attraction basically can open the door. Exactly, bro. So I'm trying to, bro, when you see a girl across the street and she has a small waist, wide hips, she's super far from you. You can't even see her face yet. And you're already interested. You're already zeroing in on it and blurring out everything else like a hunter. You don't think women do the same thing when they see a guy with wide shoulders?
Yeah, you know what's one thing I look at? Because again, it's a preference thing. One thing I look at is lower body. Because a lot of men are so focused on their upper body that they look out of proportion. So when I see a man, and usually lower body is a genetic thing, to be quite honest. So if they usually have like a strong lower body, I instantly think, wow, this person has good genes.
Oh, I thought you were going to say he has a good dick game. Many women have told me that the pumping comes from the legs.
I've realized that that's a surprise game for sure. You really don't know what you're gonna get.
Listen, if you can squat
it's like a box of chocolates.
Plenty of women have said they want a guy that can lift them up and throw them and do all kind of stuff. Plenty of women have said that. So I'm just saying, guys. I'm just telling you what the women say. They don't say it to you. Here's the thing. If you don't have a nice car, women aren't gonna tell you how turned on they are by guys that have really nice cars. If you don't have a really built body, women aren't going to tell you how much they're turned on by guys that have a built body. If you don't have a lot of money and power and status, they're not going to tell you how they truly feel about guys with money, power, and status. I'm just being honest with you. That's how women are. Women go out of their way to try to protect your little feelings when it comes to stuff like that. Women aren't going to let you know what they're really attracted to if you don't possess that, because they're, trying not to hurt your feelings.
I'm trying to be honest here for you guys.
Once the door is open, be interesting, charming, fun. Have personality too, nicest, cringe, and desperate. I really appreciate you, Emmanuel, because you're helping me to relax and know that there are people that get it. They're just not as verbal as the people that don't get it. And we were talking about that earlier, that the guys that complain the most in the comments and on the internet, just like the women that complain the most on the internet, are the ones that are suffering from the dissatisfaction of not getting what they're criticizing. The guys that are over here calling women all these names and talking about how bad women are, they don't really hate women. They actually want the woman. They want to be with her. You're not mad that she's a thought. You're mad that she's not fucking you. You're not mad that all she cares about is likes on Instagram. You're mad that she's not responding to your DMs and liking your pictures. That's what it really is about, bro. But the interesting thing is that the guys who are having the experiences with women they want, those guys are never vocal. Those guys are never vocal on the internet. They don't need to be. They're vocal in girls' DMs. That's where they're vocal at. They're vocal on iMessage because the girls are actually texting back with them and meeting up with them. But the guys who aren't getting any attention from women and aren't getting any results, those are the guys that stay in comments blaming everything on women. Oh, she's going to be a single mom in 5 years tops. Oh, I guess another trip to the abortion clinic. It's like now, and then you make a fool of yourself when you make those statements, because what if you're wrong?
It's funny, as Sean said, that the fastest men are usually the one with the slender legs. Sean made a comment that the fastest men in the world usually have.
No, they're not. That's actually completely inaccurate. The sprinters are the fastest men in the world, and sprinters have huge legs. In fact, that's how you get bigger legs. It's
As a matter of
sprinting
fact, I was a
opposed to-
sprinter. I was a 4x4 100-yard dash, and I was known for having, to this day, my hamstrings are impressive.
Yeah,
Like genetically, I'm really built,
It's-
like
it's fast
engineered in
twitch.
that way.
It's fast twitch muscle fibers, and the way you train them is explosive movement. So, no, the ones that have skinny legs are the long distance runners. So, I don't know if you're confusing sprinting with running in general, but sprinters, no,
Yeah.
sprinters are
It's
hauling ass for
powerful.
60 seconds.
It's a powerful thing.
That builds up legs,
Yeah,
not
you
keeps
gotta- you gotta
not keeps
have
them
it.
skinny. Emmanuel with the $10 super chat, leg day tomorrow. Yeah, man. I mean, with all my clients, I always have them emphasize legs. Number one, legs is what releases the testosterone in your body, the free flowing test. And then also,
Nice.
just like she was saying, a lot of guys are disproportionate.
Yeah, truly, you guys gotta look in the mirror.
Bro.
Get naked and look yourself in the mirror. If you like what you see, and chances are
Listen.
we might.
I know you like symmetry because we were talking about that earlier, but I'm all
truly.
about being balanced and symmetric. The category I won the most in was men's physique, and I hated that category because the guys were expected to have small legs disproportionate to their upper body. So I struggled to get into to classic physique, and I had a hard time winning in that division, but I wouldn't quit until I got winning legs, and it was very hard to get there. But then when I started winning, I was like, okay, I finally arrived, getting my lower body to catch up to my upper body. But to me, you gotta have both.
I agree.
You got to. And even
Or at
some
least
guys
be
look good with just
or
legs.
just be proportioned. It's again, that's what it comes down to.
There's a dude today in the gym, an Asian dude. His legs were incredible. His upper body was cool, but it wasn't nothing like his lower body. But it still looked good. I think it looks better to have a developed lower body over upper body than to have a developed upper body over lower body. But then again, it depends on what you're wearing. Because if you're like dressed to go to the club or something, then that upper body kills it in a V-neck and all that like that. You look like Captain America. But if you're like wearing something athletic, then I think the lower body dominating.
Athleisure. That's what I'm wearing. Athleisure. That's what I'm wearing at the moment. I look like actually there's a gym on the lower lobby, so we might just hit it up after this.
I tell you guys, she's a tease, bro. But you see, the thing is, you got to be able to handle both. You don't always get it, bro. Sometimes,
I had no idea what I was coming into, guys.
Sometimes you don't get it, All right, so now we got to talk about hookup culture. So what is your opinion on the hookup culture that we got going on? Well, not we, but that they got going on.
Well, like I mentioned, I've only been single for 2 years after being in a 7-year relationship. So I was culturally shocked and how everything is nowadays. I'll put it to you like this. I was at the gym. I'll put it to you like this, okay?
Shocked.
I was definitely shocked. I wasn't expecting it at all. I went to the gym today, and I noticed that men also gravitate to a certain aesthetic when it comes to women. Like, I don't know if it has anything to do with what we're being exposed to through social media and how much time you're spending on social media. Again, it's all about programming. So your mind is, receiving all this information. And I don't know how I feel about hookup culture. It's scary out there.
Well, here's the thing, though. Is it scary because you're not familiar with it?
That,
Or-
and I'm also not the promiscuous type.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Like,
That's why I'm like, are you
because
sure?
Because the girls nowadays, them being like so comfortable with it, I mean, to me, it's understandable because that's what they grew up with. They grew up with getting to Uber with strangers. They grew up with everything
that's
being
the
on
thing.
social media.
I
So
would never.
They grew up without privacy.
I'm glad you brought that up. I'm one of those that will not get in an Uber. I just can't wrap my mind around it.
Concept, right?
Yeah, like
I don't know you do.
I am not getting in a car with a complete stranger. Maybe it's the way I was brought up, but that will never give me any sort of safety. I've done it maybe 2 times alone, and I wasn't gonna do it a 3rd time. Shame on me. Like, first time, shame on you. 2nd time, shame on me. 3rd time, you're a fool.
Hey, I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I'm cool with an Uber, but I get what you're
But
saying. Though.
look
It's
at you,
different.
you're a man. And
No,
a
I get
big, massive
That's
beast.
even worse. When you're big, people just stab you or shoot you. It's even worse. They're like, yo, I'm not fighting that dude straight up. I'm
None
not
of
fighting
that.
him fair.
None of that.
But I mean, as for the hookup culture, for me, there's very little satisfaction in it. I feel like it's a waste of energy because I'm like, damn, you go through all of this,
Absolutely.
you get some casual pussy, and then you can't count on this chick for shit. You try to call her the next day, and it's like, you see what I'm saying? And then you try to do, I'm just
There's
like, this is
definitely a
bullshit.
disconnect. There's a
Yeah, that's
disconnect.
what I'm saying. Because she done matched with the next one. She's already off and doing it, and then she's fucking multiple good dudes. So,
Gross.
see, the thing doesn't work. It doesn't work for me because once I have sex with a female, the moment she has sex with another dude, I don't have sex with her anymore. So it's just weird to me that guys are comfortable with like hitting a chick every once in a while or hitting a chick and she has the freedom to sleep with other guys. It's just weird to me. Or they break up and they have these little breaks and they see other people and then they get back together. Like all of that stuff is bizarre to me. I don't want to kiss you. I don't want to put my mouth nowhere on your body. Once another dude's been with you, I'm disgusted because I feel like I'm putting my mouth on somewhere that another dude put his dick. I'm just being real. That's my logic, and you can't tell me. Listen, you can't tell me otherwise. Because if she did that shit with me, and then she's sleeping with another dude,
But see, there's
why
a
would I-
difference. There's a difference because either way, there's history on both sides. Like there's history before you came together, right? So that's inevitable. But now it's about doing it while you're together.
That's what I'm trying to say. The back and forth
and
thing,
then
I'm
the
not
back
with
and
it.
forth and the break, and then they come running
I'm
back.
not saying that she was a virgin before I was with her. That's not what I'm saying. But see,
Yeah.
that's the type of young logic that I can't agree with. That whole Allende, that doesn't make any sense because she was with another guy before you anyway. It's like, okay.
No. It's
So,
about when you're together with
That's
that
what I'm
person.
saying. I'm not trying to be soul tying back and forth like
Do
that.
you
It's just
think
weird.
that you start to question, like, I mean, honestly, I don't take it personally. This has happened to me, and I'm actually currently dealing with a situation like that. I don't take it too personally. Right now, I've been intimate with one guy for the past year, and this guy actually moved to Orlando. And he was like, okay, obviously the long distance thing, but he comes down very often to Miami because he has kids.
And he has you, but go ahead.
Not just me.
Well,
And that's something,
that's some good incentive, but go ahead.
and that's just, something that I've come to terms with as I've gotten to know it, because this is also something that's been going on for like the past 6 months. And I have to say that I've gotten to the point where I'm with you on that. Like, there's something unsettling about a person who goes and explores someone while they're with you, and then they still come back. It's like, what is the purpose of that?
Yeah, but you're not going to agree with me on this one, but
Say it.
for me, guys and girls are different. So,
I mean, he takes a lot of pride that he's been the only guy I've been with. Like, for him, it's like,
that's what I'm trying to say. Like I don't believe in sharing women, but I believe in guys having more than one woman. And
but see, that's a double standard.
absolutely. And so are
And that's
many
why,
other things between men and women.
And that's why we are on the official, authentic Alpha podcast.
Men and women aren't the same. I tell guys all the time, stop
They're
trying
not.
to hold
They're
women
not.
to male virtues. It doesn't work that way. You can't say that she's supposed to, have the same type of loyalty and the same virtue that a guy would have. They're women. They don't think the same. We don't have the same value system. We don't. But with that being said, we have to accept that the double standard is going to be of benefit and advantage to women in some cases, and it's going to be an advantage and a benefit to men in other cases. For example, all these young guys that are, just sitting it out, they're on the sidelines, they're watching the women their age live their best life and enjoy their youth and get all these options and all these advances and all these offers from all these established men. Yeah, it really sucks to be a young guy from 17 to 27 or 26 or whatever. But guess what? It really sucks to be a 40-year-old woman. It doesn't suck to be a 40-year-old guy. It sucks to be a 40-year-old woman.
Not if you look phenomenal.
It doesn't matter what you...
Again, back to your attractiveness.
Hold on. It doesn't matter what you look like. The only way that a 40-something-year-old woman can be living her best life is if it's married, with children and a family.
I have to disagree.
Now, if she's...
I have to disagree. There's no way.
Hold on.
That is the end all be all for a 40-year-old woman. As a matter of fact, she is much wiser and has lived enough to know what she truly wants and what she's willing, and maybe even break out of the molds of societal standards.
Before you get triggered.
I'm not triggered. I just got my own opinion.
Unless she's an outliner that truly and genuinely and authentically wanted an alternate lifestyle. But for the overwhelming majority of women, they're going to be unhappy in their 40s and 50s and whatever the fuck if their family life isn't intact. That's the way that goes. Just like there are some men that are going to be cool living out of a backpack at 45. There's going to be some men that are cool not owning anything, at 45. But majority of men are going to only be satisfied if they've accomplished something by then. That's just the majority of people. So I'm not saying everyone. I'm saying overwhelming majority. Okay? And it's not hard to see the evidence of that. When you see women that are in their 40s and they never had kids, and they didn't settle down with one valuable guy that they want to be with or whatever, I'm sorry, they're not happy, they're not fulfilled. Now, hold on.
I agree with that.
Hold on. I will say there are some powerful, female anchors or some powerful career woman that's running this corporation or this business, and there's some female lawyer that's just getting, all these high-profile clients off, and she's killing it in the courtroom, and they're happy and fulfilled because that's what they wanted to do. That was their passion. They were passionate about that, and they're killing that game. So they're getting all the validation from that. They're getting all the gratification from that because that's what they truly wanted. But most women, the job or career or whatever that they do is not something that they were passionate about. And listen, again, I don't just say things to be sensational. I say things because it's the fucking truth. We can prove this because when you ask majority of women why they do the job that they do, they say shit like, so I can be independent, so I don't have to depend on no man. It's like, that is not the right reason to dedicate a decade of your life to a career. It's supposed to be because you're passionate about that particular field. So the moment they give you that answer, you know that they done fucked up in life. They done made the wrong choice. And they're not going to be fulfilled by that. Which is why you see women feeling like they made a mistake when they listen to the narrative of, get your education, girl, get the bag, girl, go be single and independent, go be a career woman. That shit backfires on them when they realize, this isn't making me happy, and I've already accomplished everything that I'm supposed to do here, and somehow I'm still not happy. But if a dude did that, not only would he be happy, but he'd have tons of options now. He'd be like, well, now that I'm 42 and successful as fuck, now that I killed it in this industry, I can leave and go start again in another industry. I can go invest my money and do my own things. I have all these options career-wise. Ooh, and as far as relationships are concerned, I can date women in their 20s. I can date women in their 30s. I could be a dumbass and date women in their 40s, and I can provide for any of them in any age group because I got my shit together. So now I'm husband material. I'm boyfriend material, I'm father material, and other men respect me because I rose up the ladder in my career choice. So it's not the fucking same at all.
It's not.
But women in their 40s do not get that type of respect. People aren't like, oh, you're 44 and you are the CEO of this company? Oh, awesome. They're like, oh, okay. Nice cats. Like, what the fuck? Like, this is what you did with your life? Good luck with that. So,
but do you believe that there are women that will actually be satisfied with not being married or having kids?
Yes, but very few is my point. Very few of them will.
Yeah.
And
because I can honestly say I probably wouldn't be that person.
Right.
Like, I wouldn't be satisfied if I was 40 with no kids. Like,
listen, I try to keep it real with these chicks, because girls be saying stupid shit like, oh, I'm working on myself and I'm building up this and I'm creating this and all this other stuff and I'm gonna be more valuable in the future. And I'm like, listen, who is this value? Like, who's determining this value? Like, you say you're gonna be more valuable to you? More valuable to who? Who? Your friends are gonna value you more? Your family's gonna value you more? Who? Because if you're saying a man is gonna value you more, absolutely not. The only way that a woman can gain value with age, with a man, Well, see, here's the thing. She can't gain value with age with men. She can gain value with a man, with one man. And the only way to do that is the life and the family that they built together. So a man can say, listen, I have my wife, she's 40. We've been married for 15 years. My wife is more valuable to me than this 24-year-old girl. It's not because she's more beautiful. Go fuck yourself. We tell the truth around here. Okay? It's not because, sexually or anything like that she's more valuable. You know why she's more valuable? Because she's the mother of my children. You know why she's more valuable? Because she was supportive and loyal all these years while I was building my fucking business. Right? You know why she's valuable? Because she was there for me all the times when I was sick, all the times when I was down. She believed in me. That's the only way that a woman can gain value with age is by staying with the same man so that the history that they have together is unmatched. No woman can compete with that. No woman can go back and give him his first child. She already did. No woman can go and be his first wife. She already was. No woman can go back and be there for him when he's building his business because he already did it. And he didn't do it with you, he did it with her.
That's so interesting.
This is not rocket science. But women don't know when to cash out because nobody's telling them, and they're taught that they don't have to listen to anybody. And that's one of the main things that young women today don't understand and they suffer for. In the past, women, just like men, listened to their elders. All throughout history up until recently, humans understood that you listen to the people older than you because they know better than you.
My grandparents are my best friends.
Exactly. But this generation today thinks that they're going to make all their decisions and they know best. You're right.
That's why I love that you shared that story with your grandfather earlier.
Yeah.
Because it's really significant. Like, to have that generation is precious, and they're obviously far from few at this point.
They're seeing 20, 30 years ahead. 20, 30 years ahead. There's so many things my grandfather told me and showed me and taught me that at the time I didn't see any value in it. I just was like, all right, well, I guess we'll hang out, old man, but I don't see what's the point of this. And it wasn't until way later that I'd be like, that's why he told me this, or that's what he meant by that, or that's why this is important. You realize later, me being a good husband wasn't because I learned it as I was going. It was because of the shit that I learned when I was a kid.
Literally, on my stories. I don't know if you could see.
Wait, the camera's there. Your
This
camera.
one?
Yeah.
On my stories.
Oh, that actually is pretty clear.
That is my grandfather right there. I posted that on my stories.
But what is he smoking? A Cuban cigar?
A Cuban cigar.
How
No
stereotypical.
bullshit.
How
No bullshit.
stereotypical.
He truly is the love of my life.
Yo, that's right, Emmanuel. Hit them legs, bruh. Tell all these motherfuckers, hit them legs, man. Get them legs big. Get them legs chunky, bro. Get them legs strong so that you can squat her. She could wrap her legs around your waist and you can, bang her up against a wall.
Tips and tricks. Tips and tricks
Yeah,
on this podcast.
up against a heart. Well, listen, when I, start working on my Patreon content, I'm gonna really get into, a lot of.
We're going 2 hours in, and I gotta use the bathroom.
Oh, we're done. No, we're done.
So look at us, 2 hours. Wow. You guys got some content.
Baby, I got endurance.
You sure do. You see? You say? In conclusion.
You gonna go pee?
Yeah, I do.
You gonna leave me to close out and pack up everything and.
You guys, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. Absolutely none.
Don't worry, guys. I'm gonna get her back on the Patreon so that we can speak.
If they even want me back on.
Speak as
because,
adults. We can speak as adults.
It was nice. It was a really nice experience. So hello to everyone that has tuned in. We really appreciate you guys.
I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Wait, so you're 5'1"?
5'1".
5'1". I'm good. I got a good memory.
Yeah, I think I had told you earlier.
No, we remember the ones that get away. That's the problem. That's the.
Very small.
Wait, so what's your height preference?
With the years, I've realized that I don't like them too tall. Because
Wait, what's too tall though?
Like for me, 6 and above, 6'1". I think then I start to feel like uncomfortable. Then I feel like I'm the child in the relationship. Some people like that. Some people get a kick, but I don't know. Oh, Emmanuel, that's very sweet of you.
All you guys that are like, oh, women only want 6 foot and above. I guess you got to get a chick that's 5 foot, 5'1".
For some reason, taller men are really into petite women. I'm
I've
telling
heard
you,
that.
it's a fetish. It's got to be a fetish.
I've heard that.
And I can't help but feel like the little girl.
Has it ever occurred to you that maybe men in general are into the petite women? But it just seems
I honestly,
alarming when it's a tall guy.
I'm unsure because I feel like, especially out here in Miami, men, I guess maybe it's just like you can't help, like you said, the woman is sexualizing herself and all that attention. Like you can't help but look. So I guess I can't determine like.
If the woman's showing it off, the guys are probably thinking, "Damn, it looks like she won it. So maybe I can get a turn."
But that's nice. I'm glad that there's men out there appreciate
The
petite
guys
women.
are taking what they can get. You guys have never seen a room
6'3" in the
filled-
house.
You've never seen a room with guys. You've never seen a room with only guys that have options. It's the most interesting environment I've ever been in, and I've been in many unique environments. But the most interesting environment I've ever been in is when the women by far outnumber the men, and the men are extremely selective. It's an amazing environment to be in because it's like no other in the world. All the women are competing for the attention of the guys. It's the opposite of what you guys are used to, which will blow your mind. You can't even perceive guys just ignoring the women and the most beautiful of women trying desperately to get these guys' attention. But that's what happens when you put women in that scenario. When you put women in a scenario where all the guys are high value and there's very few of them, but there's a lot of women and they're very beautiful. All of a sudden, they have no leverage, and they become extremely self-conscious because you have big titties, but maybe he doesn't like big titties. You see what I'm saying? You got a small waist, but so does she, and so does she, and so does she. You got a banging-ass dress, but so does she. Your makeup is beat, but so is hers. What is she gonna do? That's gonna give her the.
That's a real science experiment.
That's
there.
what I'm trying to say, and that was my life for 10 years. That was my life. No, I'm dead ass. I remember the first time I got to the club, I was just there counting. I kept going to the door and being like, yo, what's the count? What's the count? And when it got to like 260 girls, I was like, God damn, there's 260 women in here, but there's 35 guys.
I was gonna say, what was the ratio?
God damn. It blew my mind because where else would you be in an environment with that ratio? Where? It's an amazing advantage because the women aren't getting the attention. They aren't getting money spent on them, and they're not guaranteed to be able to go home with a guy, which makes all three of those things extremely valuable now. For them to get a guy to buy them a drink in that environment would be amazing. For them to maintain a guy's attention for more than 2 minutes is also amazing. And for them to actually be able to go home with one of the guys, they feel like they won the lotto. Because statistically speaking, they would be a winner. And I remember one of the first girls that I went home and slept with, later, she actually admitted that to me. She said, what it was is that when I saw you there, I realized that you could have any girl that you wanted in there, and it made me feel good about myself that you chose me. And I was like, huh, interesting.
Yeah, it's totally a mindfuck.
It's a mindfuck. But the thing is, how do you put yourself in that position, guys? I'm trying to help you here.
How did you get yourself in that position?
I was fucking the right girl. That's the funny thing. That's how I got that job. I got that job by fucking the right girl. There's a chick that I met at the mall because I was working at Express. I was the stock guy at Express, and I saw some really cute chick that came in, a French chick. She came with her mother, and because my game is gonna be effective in any situation, I was able to somehow hit on this girl while she was with her mother, but I did it through the mother. Like I was talking to the mother, I was kind of flirting a little bit with the mother. I was doing the whole, wait a minute, you guys are sisters? And then the mother was all blushing up, and she's like, "It's my daughter." And I was like, "Really?" I was like, "Wow, that means you're gonna be like this for many years to come." And she's like, "Oh, my daughter is single?" And I'm like, "Really? Me too. I just moved to Florida." And it was a wrap. She's like, "You guys, you should exchange number, and maybe you see each other." I was like, "Yeah, I work a lot, but I make time." And it was a wrap. It was a wrap.
That's nice.
And she was who told me about it. She was who told me about the place. And I was like, really? She's like, yeah. She's like, you should go work there. They got really good looking guys. You'd make good money. I'm like, huh. And I was sleeping with some other chick, a Puerto Rican chick, and they knew about each other. And the Puerto Rican chick told me the same exact thing. She was like, yeah, you should go work there. The guys there make a lot of money. I'm like, you're the second girl to tell me that. And she was like, I tell you what, I know a guy that works there. He's a manager too. I'm gonna hook you up with them. I'm like, let's do it. And that's how I ended up getting there. The dude's name was James. He was from the Bronx. And he didn't want to hire me. I was super persistent. I was like, nigga, I'm from Brooklyn. He's like, yeah, we don't need anybody right now. I was just like, yeah, all right, cool. So I'll start next week and we'll see how it goes. He's like, no, I don't need anybody. I was like, yeah. So just you try me out one night. We'll see how I sell. And he's like, look, you know what? Where you from? And I was like, I'm in Brooklyn. He's like, I could tell. He's like, all right, come next week. We'll see how you do. And it was a wrap.
Take no for an answer. Honestly, I have a really successful close friend of mine who's a male, and he does not take no for an answer. Yeah, I don't take no.
Well, unless we're talking about sex, because I'm not trying to,
Well, of course not. I mean, with consentment. But I'm just saying, like, it's that approach, that hunger.
You told me no, and I handled it well.
You did.
Be honest.
You did.
Yeah, I didn't handle it like a little, I didn't turn into a little bitch about it.
Oh, man. But...
yeah. Listen,
I was innocent.
If you make enough baskets, you can miss one without it being the end of the world. It happens. Just keep shooting your shot, guys. Eventually, it goes in. All right, guys. Let me get up out of here. Let me read some of Black Gen. Huh? Oh yeah, trust me. If they, you know what's funny? It's like you were saying, like grade school. If they talk a lot of shit, that means they like you. Hey, energy is energy. Do you remember how to get to the bathroom? All right, I'll see you in a second. All right, let's see what Black Gen Z mindset is saying. I know he's gonna say something funny. Look, and Black Gen Z, I'm gonna get to you in a second, bro. I know you're gonna say something funny. God damn, you motherfuckers are in this chat. You need to hit this super chat though. You guys are in the normie chat. You're not in the super chat. Put an S on your chat. What does it say? Y'all have an echo. Yeah, you know what? It's a big room. That's what it is. I'm not a Chad, bro. I don't subscribe to those labels. So yeah, man, I wasn't the captain of the football team, unfortunately. But I was a dope-ass receiver, though. Just say sex. Okay. Omar Ali, I'm looking to see who got the best damn comments in here. They be telling me you don't got to read all the comments, but I care what the hell you guys say, so I'm sorry. Yo, Sean said, women say what's right, but their womb resume says the real story. Believe her resume. Be a Chad and a Tyrone. Get on the 100-day program, people. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Like you guys are trying to tell me how important it is or isn't, but you don't have it. It's amazing to me. Like, there was somebody that was saying the people that say that money don't matter is always somebody that doesn't have it. Exactly. Like, when you try to say something that you don't have doesn't matter, come on, man. Nobody can take you seriously. How the fuck would you know? You don't have it to know the difference, bro. I've been in shape, but I've not been in shape. I've been big, I've not been big. I've been able to see my abs, I've not been able to see my abs. And I'm sorry, when it comes to women, it's a dramatic difference because they are attracted. It's just like a dude, when he's attracted to a woman, he's physically and visibly aroused. She can see the hard on. Well, guess what, bro? When you're in shape and a woman is physically attracted to you, the box is already wet. It's already damp when you get there. There's no what you call it. There's no assembly required, bro. It's already there. It is what it is, man. And none of you dudes have turned women down on sex. None of you dudes have turned attractive women down. I dare somebody come on here and tell me that you've had 8, 9s, and 10s, got them to the point where they were begging you to beat it, and you said, nah, maybe another time. You guys have never done that. Women have done it to you, but you've never done it to women. There was a point in time in my life where I had to learn how to do that, and it was extremely beneficial, and that's the moment that I realized that a huge way to set yourself apart from other good-looking guys, because I wasn't competing with no normies. When you're a good-looking guy, normies don't matter, bro. They're not on the radar. I'm sorry, I'm keeping it real with you. I don't give a shit about what some dude in average shape is doing. It means nothing. He's of no adversary to me when it comes to attracting women. So just like when you have a lot of money, you don't care about what niggas with average income is doing. They're not on your radar. They don't matter. So I had to figure out how to set myself apart from other guys that were in shape. Because women that fuck dudes that are in shape, fuck other dudes that are in shape. You're not exclusive. You're not the only guy that's in shape. So I had to figure out, how do I make myself perceived to be more valuable? Perceived value. How do I make her think or see me as more valuable as another guy that's also in shape and drives a nice car and has tattoos and possibly has dreads? I think that my look is that hard to find? It's not. The women that want to sleep with me, they find other guys that have the same characteristics. So looking to set myself apart, one of the things I realized is, if I get her to the point where she's throbbing and ready to go, and then I say, you know what, let's just call it a night. I had a really good time. I want to see you again, but I don't want to do this right now. It's an instant way to add value to yourself, because you're the only guy that she couldn't smash when she wanted to. You were the only guy that made her wait, or made her work for it, or made her beg for it, or whatever the case may be. Now, every once in a while, maybe 20% of the time, that shit would backfire. It would turn the girl off. She'd be weirded out about it, and then she wouldn't want to see you again. But again, that's only 20% of the time, bro. When you have options, you can afford to experiment. Y'all motherfuckers don't learn shit because you're not in a position to experiment. Because you're so terrified you're gonna lose something, you don't try nothing new, and then you end up not getting better results or learning anything. Good luck with that. Is this reality? I'm not sure what you're talking about. When a woman is invested in her man, she would treat them like a king. It's true. Words from a clueless individual: don't come here with the fresh and fit mindset. Empty your mind. Exactly. You guys need to empty all of this foolery out of your head. And then the funny thing is, y'all be listening to other dudes in the manosphere who also have a track record of bad experiences with women. That's the part I find interesting. It's like you guys are repeating all this same redundant ideologies, but they come from dudes that never were getting women. And these dudes are making a lot of money now, and they're still not getting women. I try not to say the names of guys I don't have personal issues with, but there's dudes here dating super post-wall women and shit, and they're giving you dating advice. Dudes that's making over $300K a year and are dating women in their 40s, or not even dating, wifed up women in their 40s. And I'm just confused. If you're making that kind of money and you're giving dating advice, why would you be dating women that old? Why can't you date quality chicks? I'm confused. But it's the same dudes that's telling you guys what quality women are and aren't, but they don't have any quality women to show for it. Like, I came into the manosphere living with 2 women. Like, I came in this motherfucker with a polygamous relationship. And I don't have, like, this long list of heartbreaks and disappointments with women. I've just had mostly good experiences and some bad ones. Enough to have learned. But y'all taking advice from guys that have never had good experiences with women. And that's the part that really throws me off. I'm like, it's not that what these guys are saying about women isn't true. It's that they can't provide you with any information to get better results, though. So talking about women being on OnlyFans, women in seeking arrangements, women are gold diggers, women like guys that are tall, okay, well, whatever. That's all fine and dandy. How does that help you, though? How does that help you get better results? So you guys are just like in an echo chamber, like, repeating the problems. We know what the problems are. Okay, where the fuck are the solutions? That's the part I'm trying to figure out. And then these guys do mention getting in shape. They do mention looks maxing, but they don't tell you how, though. They don't tell you how to get in shape. They'll tell you that girls like guys with square jaw lines and all this other shit, but they won't tell you how to get your jaw to appear more square. Like lowering your body fat percentage so that the fat comes off of your face, you can see the cheekbones better. When your cheeks dip in, it makes your jaw look more pronounced. Chewing a lot of gum, and gum with a certain texture, can also increase the size of your mandible muscles, giving you a bigger jaw, and then growing a fucking beard. I just gave you several tips on how to make your fucking jaw appear more like fucking Chad, but you guys ain't listening though. You rather listen to guys that tell you, you'll never get her because you're not Chad. Instead of a dude telling you how to get closer to Chad, if that's what the fuck you believe. I don't know, bro. I wish you guys the best, though. I'm gonna get the fuck up out of here. I gotta walk Daili to the car, and you guys don't have any thoughts. Yeah, I'm like a gentleman. Don't you guys be getting all those perverted thoughts. I just wanted to get to Black Gen Z because I know he said something funny. Long distance, and she's only been with one man. I knew he was coming with this bullshit. I knew you'd be right on time with it, Black Gen. Here this nigga go. He's just trolling you. This nigga don't mean this shit. He's a nice guy. Can't make this ish up. Women don't care when the double standards benefit them. Women don't care when the double standards benefit. Yo. Every time I fly on a plane, I have to pay my own way. Oh, God damn it, Black Gen Z. Jesus Christ, buddy. You see, if you're going to tell me, like, bro, I get plenty of pussy, I get laid all the time, nobody's going to believe you, bro, because the comments you put, it's like you're mad at women. So it's hard to be mad at women when they're constantly making you come. And it's hard to be mad at women when you're constantly making them come, because women treat you differently when you make them come. And that's something you motherfuckers wouldn't know nothing about, because you don't be making women orgasm. If you do, they start making breakfast, they start washing clothes, they start doing all these nice things. When they go to Target and Walmart, they just call you and be like, baby, I'm shopping, do you need anything? Yo, I'm telling you, women get real feminine and real different when you're keeping those orgasms regular. And you guys have no idea what I'm talking about because you don't be doing it. It changes every girl's demeanor. Every woman's demeanor changes when they're getting good dick, to the point where their friends can recognize the difference. Their friends be like, hold on, girl. You got some dick last night, didn't you? Am I lying though?
Very true.
They know. They're like, okay, somebody's hitting that right. Oh my God. Oh, look, just stop over-talking men. You see, I don't need to get sensitive and offended when women over-talk me, because I understand women. They talk at the same time. It's cool. Who they calling light skin? Me. There's usually more women in the chat. That's what I was looking for. There's no women in there. I don't know how you think that Daili is masculine. I don't see it at all, but okay. All right, I'm going to stop reading your shit because you didn't super chat, nigga, so... I ain't falling for that shit. I see what you're trying to do, Black Zenzi. I ain't falling for that psychological bullshit. You try to say, you try to trigger people so that they read your shit. Shout out to Cedric for the $6.99 Canadian money. I can't wait to get back to Canada. Thanks for always being authentic, Ayande. Besides choosing a quality partner, what would you say is the most important decision a man makes in his life? The career, bro. What's more important to you, how much money you make or how you make your money? That's the question you got to ask yourself. And also, when you're dead and gone, what do you leave here? Is it only going to be the legacy of children that you leave? Did you build something? Did you create something? What did you do? What did you leave here on this earth that you're going to be remembered by? And I think that's something that ancient men, like, passionately, took serious. Like, remember that scene from Troy when, because Achilles, like, didn't have no kids or nothing. And they were saying something about when you're gone, they were saying something about him. No, they were saying that he was going to die if he went to this particular war. And he said, yeah, I'll probably die, but my name will live in history forever. He said they will speak in my name for thousands of years to come. And the crazy thing is, whether he did or did not say that, if he did say it, he was right, because we're all familiar with who Achilles was. Thousands of years later. So yeah, I think men nowadays should kind of think a little like that. What are you going to do in your lifetime that's going to have people speaking about you, talking about you, long after you've been dead? I mean, you have your Bob Marleys, who have young people who are fans of Bob Marley, but they were born after he died. But they're fans of his music. They're very familiar with who he is and what he looked like and all this type of shit and his story. So it's true. It's true. So it's something to think about. Mm-hmm. And you know why? Not because of the concept, but because of the man. So when women are like, oh, I would never do that, and it's like, it depends on the man.
I'm sure he did it with very chill energy.
Right, that's what I'm trying to say. And he probably was super honest about it. Like, he wasn't lying and, manipulating. He was just being honest. Like, listen, I'm up front, so... The next wife that I take, she already is going to know from jump I plan to marry 2 other women. I'm not going to spring that on her later. I'm going to tell her coming in. So she can't say later she doesn't like it, she doesn't agree or whatever. It's like, whoa, you knew. Right. And when you meet the next one, you tell her right away, listen, I got a woman, but, I want another one too. And there's nothing wrong with it, guys. You got to be honest about it. That's all. You got to be honest and upfront. And if you're that guy, women will accept it. Just because she doesn't like it, right away does not mean she won't come around. All right? So anyhow, for all you guys who are willing to take my word for it, jump in this damn email me about this 100-day challenge, because I'm literally giving you fuckers $3,000 worth of value for wait, hold on, wait, what's the math? Hold on. Yeah, $3,000 worth of value for $150. Well, $150 for the next couple of days. That's just phenomenal. It's ridiculous. And it's not about the money. It's about wanting to get the results so that I can prove it. Prove it is what I'm looking to do. I'm looking to use you motherfuckers as guinea pigs to prove what I'm saying, so that I don't have to deal with your nonsense in the comments telling me that I'm overvaluing being in shape or fitness, because every dude that gets through that challenge, I guarantee you, is going to be slaying more punani than he was coming in. All right? So be one of those guys. Don't be on the sidelines. I'll catch you guys on the next one. And say goodnight to Daili real quick. Wait, let me give you your own independent thing, because
I'm the side chick. Listen to this. Hey guys, I appreciate you all too. Have a